Hello, I'm Joshua of Milestone Play. I'm a professional game master, and we return to our Draw Steel game as we go through the Delian Tomb. Our heroes have recently rescued a number of farmers, ranchers, and quite a few merchants from a local mage tower where they were held captive as forced labor as Verkor, the orc elementalist, has been attempting to rebuild this ruin. Through your own might and effort, you have fought your way up to Verkor. You have negotiated with him, and on the possible promise of bringing him additional magical treasures that he could break down to their component magical essence to be able to help fix the tower, that he will let the slaves go. Not wanting you lot to continue to slow him down and distract him from his work, or if he were to finish you off, the cult of Chad coming and being a nuisance again. He just wants to get back to work. Now, you don't have to bring him back treasures, but he'd look fondly upon it. And it is up to you whether you want him to look fondly upon you, as one of the other things was you lied to him about providing him recipes with supernaturally healing balms and ointments and potions to make it so his workers could work through the evening. Um, as Farron lied about what he was capable of. I, s- I pitched you a low ball as you had said, "Oh, I am a great and masterful alchemist. I've done many great things." And I asked, "What did you do?" And instead of being truthful and saying, "I figured out how to cure lycanthropy," you decided to lie. So maybe don't do anything to make him upset, because at some point in the future, he may realize that those alchemies are not as good as you sold them to be. So you lot getting all of the hero, or not all the heroes, all of the civilians out of the tower, many of them gathering up their wagons on the outside, and you have this parade, this train of yourselves and all those with you back to Broadhurst. So as you ought to come back into town, at first not many people take notice, but by the time you cross the river and start going through the farm fields, you start to have eyes look your way. While it's not a parade for the celebration, there is the creaking of quite a few wagon wheels and the thrumming of feet and the small hum of minor conversations back and forth among people, some of which have not seen sunlight in a few weeks, if not months. And as you make your way back in, by the time you get to the town center, everyone is out to see you. There are wide eyes, there are cheers, there are fists being thrown into the air, there's clapping of hands. There are people that are like running off to go get other people to inform, like, hey, hey, they did it! They bloody did it! As there is quite the commotion at your return by the end of this trail in. If you would like to take the floor and take the narrative however you wish, you may do so.
Well, Jagan is just kind of stumbling behind the crowd, keeping everybody going. Just keep moving forward so that we can get you all to a place where um, you're either safe or you know somebody. And he healed up a little bit along the way, so he's not exactly coughing blood on everybody, but he definitely looks haggard and needs a rest.
I'm picturing like the dude at the end of like a long like a race, like 3K, 5K, whatever it is, but there's always that guy that's like in the Grim Reaper outfit or something that is like the signal of, when I cross the finish line, that means that there's nobody else on the field. And so you are just like, you are the anchor at the back, ensuring that everybody gets into town and where they need to be.
The fair is going to be marching in the front, kind of like a marching band, holding the little scepter, kind of moving it up and down, like marching
Mm-hmm.
band would do.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
That's it. That's it. Just
That's great for morale. Keep it up. Don't worry, guys. We're going to get you back to the village where the cult of Chad is going to take care of you. I'm going to have to start a cult now.
Cults are not necessarily a bad thing. The Princess Bride has quite the cult following, and it's nothing but good.
Oh, you know what? Being local heroes, we do kind of have a cult following. This is fine. We'll just this is fine.
Just don't abuse your
We're-
power.
Maybe
Chad
don't
would,
call
you
the
know,
locals your cult to their face.
you know, I'm willing to bet they would be okay with it.
Especially because it's been established at the end of our last session, as you were walking people out of the tower, you were explaining to them the cult of Chad.
Oh man. You know what? It might be a good idea to go tell the oh god, what was the town's leader called?
The Reeve?
Yeah, we might want to go tell the Reeve that you know, if anybody asks, or maybe talk about it a little bit, but being part of the cult of the Chad will likely protect you more from that wizard's tower, since he doesn't want to mess with them.
Oh no. You, you have amended it to be the cult of the Chad. You have made it worse with a single article.
Oh man, did I say the Chad?
Well, if
I'm
you wish to
I'm
go see...
guessing the
Oh,
Reeve isn't always in her mansion. Well, it looks like a mansion on the map, but as you stated before, it's just like a better ramshackle shack than everybody else's.
yeah. It's just a bit bigger, and there's like a couple outlying homes or like outlying buildings. Like there's a barn and stuff, but yeah, it's not an actual mansion.
I mean, she'd probably be in the town square more often than not during the day or something, right? Like,
He had a
Yeah.
lot of work.
So she does a lot of the managing of this outlying village. The last time you saw her, you did see her in the evening at her home as she was like going through papers and papers and papers. She was a bit flustered. She was a bit direct, um, with like, yeah. If you have the things that people need help with, stamp of approval, go do it, sort of stuff. And she was like more than willing to like petition for funds to like have like rewards for you, and you were like talking that down. But yeah, so she was super on board with like the previous heroes have brought her continuing to help people. But yeah, she was a bit taken up in that moment. And I would say that if you given a little bit of time, after your entryway, and there's like been the spread of just a few runners to some of the outlying little hamlets and little farmhouses, that in time you would see her in the town square, going from the different merchants and whatnot, like checking in, seeing how they're doing. um as she acknowledges that this is some of the greater problems that were being had, that their return signals that those problems are either solved or at least bandaged. So for instance, the some of the masons, they brought Dunquat's stone, and they got Dunquat's stone here, and you can have that delivered. But a part of their resources are probably still back at the tower. A part of the leather worker stuff is still back at the tower, as it was kind of left or already built into the mage tower. And so while not everything is like 100% right as rain, everything is at least of C quality or better. As she is going around and checking in with people. So if you wanted to interact with her in the town square while she's checking in with the different NPCs, you definitely could.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've got to tell her about the cult of the Chad now.
On that note, with the cult of Chad, as I'm doing my little marching thing with the stick, every time the stick goes to the top, upward, I go, Chad, 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 Chad.
Oh no. Well, I would like... Yes, I would like a roll from Farron. This is going to be a presence roll. Do you have any interpersonal skills?
Lie, persuade, read person. Uh, yeah, those. And I got a pretty good presence, so.
Okay. I don't think any of those are going to fall into this. So I'm just going to ask for a straight.
Persuade.
No, this would not be persuade. You are not making an argument here. You are performing, if nothing else. So I would say that there is no logical argument being made. Okay. That is a tier 2 success. So, as you are building up the presence of the cult of the Chad, as Chad, you are making your way to Reeve Rosamond. Um, she is looking over the situation. She kind of cocks an eyebrow at the overall presence and then looks back to fully face you. You said that you would be of service to the people of Broadhurst. It seems that you are not lying in that regard. You have done quite a bit.
Oh well, you know, that's what we came here for, was to do some work, help everybody out. Um, but so about that wizard's tower, um, a few things happened that I think you might need to know as the de facto leader here. Um, we managed to get into the tower, and of course, we were able to save everybody there, bring them back. However, we weren't able to take out the wizard. We took out his muscle, so there was, you know, we did pretty well there. We didn't come to blows with the wizard. We came to an agreement. The thing is, he doesn't want to be bothered, um, and so he's now afraid of the cult of the Chad um, interfering with his work. So you know, maybe flinging that name around a little bit would help with him not bothering you guys.
W- Well then, these are austere times. I would request that maybe a different phrasing might be used. Um, Gods can be fickle, saints can give a cold shoulder. I am aware that you are in good standing with our Abbot Lorik. How does he feel about this choice?
I have not asked him, but I bet you he loves it.
Right. Well,
He was one of my first followers.
I don't know if that helps or hurts the situation, but we are appreciative of your group's endeavors here. I have sent word for possible aid from uh, the local lord. I have a parcel of money coming, in thanks for what you've done, both here as well as previously. We have heard tales. I have heard, some would call them rumors, but I've heard stories from some monster slaying you've also done, as well as everything that you've done with our blacksmith and their daughter. Now, you do put me in a bit of an odd situation. I understand that you have established the cult of Chad as something that will help keep the mage down the road from bothering us anymore. However, I would like to spin the narrative a little bit, if that's okay. That way it doesn't sound as blasphemous, though that may take some resources as well. Um, I leave it up to you. Would you like payment for everything you've done to possibly better supply you in the future? Or would you like me to put those resources towards a universally beneficial outcome to your efforts to spread the word of Chad?
I think
I
being an outfitting and not populating as a kind of turn over and look at Chad. Not populating the idea of self sainthood might be a better outcome.
I was going to go for the second option, but are you suggesting the first option?
The outfitting us and not the Chad over the table? Yes.
Oh, I wanted to give the money to the cult, but. And you know what might help alleviate some of those concerns? Your Reeveness, maybe you should join the cult. Q trying to get her as a follower.
Well, I don't know if you have enough renown to gain. Do you have enough renown to gain a second follower?
Oh, I didn't know that it changed. Where is my renown? I have a renown of 2.
Yeah, so I think a renown of 2 is for 1 follower. You need to get a little bit more renown to get a second follower. However, to clarify what is being offered, that tier 2 results from Faerun and the overall demeanor of how this is going has put you in the position of you may either increase your wealth value by 1, or you may all increase your renown value by 1. However, this is a group choice of whether the money is going towards you, the party, or towards establishing a beneficial name for your group and your influence in the area. So that's kind of the big choice here, is whether your wealth or renown values are going to be going up.
I like the renown myself. I only have 1 right now, so
Yeah, I'm there for the renown, but also I have something for renown that affects you guys. I'm pretty sure. Let me look through my features real quick.
I think you are when you and your companions go into a negotiation, you increase their renown for the sake of the negotiation for getting the famous or infamous bonuses to a handful of interpersonal skills.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm for the renown. That would give me the option to get more followers, and more followers is good for the cult. I mean, for the group.
I mean, I don't know if 1 renown is enough to get you another follower, but it is enough to get probably Chad and Jagan. Jagan, what is your current renown?
I think you meant Faerun.
You are correct. I met Farron and Jagan. Jagan, what is your current renown?
So currently character sheet says 1, but also specialist says I treat my renown as 1 higher when negotiating with an NPC who knows my reputation, or 2 higher if they have the same skill as I chose for the perk, which is religion.
Cool.
Um,
So yeah, that very much goes into negotiations, which is separate from if you have enough renown to get followers. You can recruit your first follower at 2 renown. Jagan, Ashley does not count for that since Ashley was kind of a plot reward. So if you guys chose the renown route, that would make it so Farron and Jagan could both get another follower now if you guys chose renown as opposed to treasure. Not that you
Gotcha.
should do that, but that's mechanically where it would put you of, yeah, the cult of Chad will grow as everybody gets a true earnest follower, and then you also have Ashley.
As just as we're so we can be clear on both sides of it, what does having a wealth of 2 accomplish for anyone?
Yeah, that is a wonderful question. I don't know the answer, but because this is a recorded session and I can just cut out the middle part, we'll look that up so you can have an informed choice.
You know, I don't imagine this going very well for Chad. With gaining renown, considering my background and being quote unquote wrongly imprisoned for my squad dying.
Well, it'll make things interesting near the end of this game. Definitely. For the answer on what a level 2 in wealth would do is the general category of stuff that you can afford are a horse and a cart, dinner at a fine tavern, and stay at a fine inn. So practically for this adventure and this module that we're playing, going up to a wealth level of 2 would mean that at any point in time that you lot wanted to acquire steeds or wagons or carts, you would be able to simply acquire them for whatever purpose you needed for the adventure. And then other things around that level, a score of 3 is a catapult or a small house. So, kind of using that as a gauge of too much. There's a river. If you needed to acquire like a riverboat or a raft, you would easily have that. If you needed to acquire specialized equipment, using a sawmill, using oxen to like pull trees over or something, a lot more of that common man situation stuff. You would have all of those things at your disposal, able to just pay for them out of Broadhurst and make it so people don't have to worry about you possibly maiming an animal or breaking an expensive piece of like a vehicle or something.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I mean, it's good to know the differences.
Mhm.
For me, it wasn't quite clear when you were offering as the Reeve what the reward would be, and to me, it just immediately sounded like inflating a false sainthood or deity would be a bad idea. But I'm okay with renown if you guys want to do that.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
renown's the way to go. You know, besides, we may not have the wealth, but we can always crowdsource it from the cult.
Yeah, so that's part of the reason why I explained the mechanics of the choice, because that's really what you're choosing, and the purpose of putting the money towards the cult and redoing the propaganda about it is to take it away from false sainthood and to like just kind of redirect it into an expensive fan base than anything.
That works for me.
Cool, cool. With that, you lot can all increase your renown by 1. And then, in general, now both Faerun and Jagan, if there is an NPC that you wish to possibly try to recruit to be a follower, you can attempt to do so. I'll be very open with the fact that the Reeve Rosamond is not recruitable as a follower.
Alrighty.
What should I name this renown point as?
I named mine the Cult of Chad.
Got it. Disabusing Chad of sainthood.
you, you know, we could change the name of it to the Cult of the Chads, and we could just say everybody's last name is Chad.
It's your demonym or something like that. It's what you call yourselves.
It's the hero group name. Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that, Reeve Rosamond kind of hears your decision, nods. Very well. I've got some other paperwork to do now, and have to decide where I'm going to put some of these funds. But we'll do our best to make sure that not only do the locals know, but the members of the Gilded Hand that are in town, as well as those passing through. I take it that Murkic and the other stone merchants, as well as some of the others that were taken from the tower, will only be here for a day or two before they have to be headed back to where they're going. So I'll make sure that they well know what you've done here, and they can spread your name as well. Hopefully, your presence here will be known not only by those here, but by others further afield. hence your renown being higher, meaning that other NPCs that you will negotiate with will be more likely to have heard of you and be possibly influenced by you, whether you are famous or infamous to them.
Jagan, you look like you're about to fall over.
I could use some rest.
No, let's head to the inn. We'll, I guess, talk to those dwarven merchants and go sleep.
Okay. As you head to the inn, you're going to find that it is already uh, a fluster with the re-meetings of the different dwarves to each other, and as that is happening, there is this moment that the leader of the Murkic kind of wanders over to the lot of you. You did it! By golly, you did it! Took you a couple days, but you said it would, and based off of my count, it's only been a couple, only been two. So you're people of your word.
Did you really doubt us? I mean, after all the good things you've heard about us?
Kind of looks over to how haggard Jagan is now. Previously has seen you lot come and like just slide crawling up the stairs after some of you being wrecked by an Eric's or some of you being wrecked by a werewolf, and just kind of like maybe not doubted your words, but maybe doubted your capability.
I won't lie, it was kind of tough. There was some ogres there. It was a rough fight, but we pulled through. You know,
2 giant ogres.
two of them. It was a time. Jagan took the most there. Luckily, we had him. So
Well,
And spiders. Big spiders.
oh, the spiders!
as I'm
I tried to
seeing,
put them out of my mind.
I'm seeing like Jagan with like a glassy-eyed look on that. Ah, spiders.
Whose idea was it to sit there and fight the spiders anyway? Gah!
Murkic kind of like nods along with you a little bit. Kind of does like a heavy like shoulder pat on Chad, more of like a forearm elbow kind of grip pinch on Jagan. Well, thank you for what you've done. Your friends got her stone. We've got our companions back. I think we're gonna just be taking one more night here, and then we'll be headed out.
Okay. Well, hey, listen. If you go past that wizard's tower again, make sure that you mention that you're, if they decide to come out, mention that you're a part of the cult of the Chad, and they'll leave you alone.
We were planning on taking the northern road out of town and then looping around at the first crossroads.
Well, that's
It's probably a better idea.
yeah, might be good to avoid them. But if you do happen across the wizard tower, just keep that in mind.
He gives a nod and then looks over at Farin. And with that kind of like side look, one eye very much closer than the other, as he kind of like looks you up and down. Did did you have anything to do with that wizard?
I just was part of the group that helped convince him to find a better way. And we're going to try to see what we can do to help him keep that. But that's, yeah, just that.
Right. Well, don't let him rub off on you. We need more good finger wigglers in the world, unless maniacal megaloman whatever. Megalomanal. I don't know. Just stay good.
Wait, do you know that wizard?
No, but wizards tend to be a bit full of themselves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's definitely full of himself. He's really doing some strange things up there. We might actually want to go back at some point and just kind of try to figure out what exactly he's doing next to this town. Kind of Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea before we feed him some more magic items.
Well, can you do us a favor and not knock on that door again until we get a chance to pull on out?
Yeah, absolutely. We got other things to take care of.
Ah, stay busy. As he like takes 2 half steps backwards of like, okay, he's beginning to try to extricate himself from this conversation.
Yeah, yeah. Have fun. Be careful on your travels. Turn around. You guys ready for some sleep?
Yeah.
With that, we can go into our respite. So we'll go ahead and uh, we'll go ahead and grant
We have
you.
hero
Oh,
tokens still, or did we use all those?
we've
I think
used
we
all of
got.
them. Yeah.
Okay.
However,
I thought it was per session, wasn't it?
it's kind like I think it's per session, but for now, you take a respite, you get all your stuff back.
Yeah, yeah.
And then because you took a respite and one of you has chosen your local hero perk, we'll go ahead and for your hero tokens, we'll put you up at 4. Hey, editing Josh here. I don't like to remove too much from these videos so you can see how the game is actually played, but I figured a 15-minute discussion on whether to take a single respite or a double respite was a bit too much, so I'm going to boil it down for you real quick. We have 2 characters with features that require a respite activity in order to use them. First off, we have Jagan as a censor with the Sanctified Weapon feature. Additionally, we have Faerun that technically has 2 different features that require a respite activity. We've already discussed in a previous session the possibility of calling in a criminal contact, and now we have his familiar Gambit that can either come back on a respite activity or by spending a recovery to bring him back. There was some discussion on whether a recovery should be spent if we wanted to go into the next adventuring day 1 recovery down, or if we would just use a respite activity. Now, in addition to Faerun having to make that either or choice, between Faerun and Jagan, if they all use their features, that's a lot of non-downtime activities being done. We still have Chad, as well as the followers of Ashley the Blacksmith and Abbot Lorik. However, as opposed to getting the typical 5 roles on projects, we're only going to get 3. We have a couple activities that our players want to do, from finishing up healing potions to doing some research to community projects, all that sort of stuff. So we figured we would take a double respite. Now, that did come with a little bit of problems that we needed to talk out. First of all, one of our players was worried about any complications that might occur because of double respite. We do have the fungal cat currently at the smithy with Violet, and we were a bit worried about another complication would occur for taking a double respite. I assured the players we did that because we wanted to see that mechanic, and if we're worried about me just throwing a random complication in there, no worries, not going to do it. The other thing was the idea that the world continues on when you're taking a respite, that the bad guys of the different plot lines have their machinations, they have things that they're going to do, and if it takes too long to get to them, they're going to move on. Now, it was brought up maybe take a respite and then head out to the bandit camp and scout out, see what's going on, and then come back, take a second downtime, take a second respite. I let the players know that if they were to take one and then go out to an adventure location, we would probably continue on with adventuring, whether it was me instigating something with a complication on a failed roll, or whether it's simply seeing what's going on at the bandit camp and wanting to act on it. When you leave downtime, there's a good chance that you're not just going to stop. Like, if you're going to go see stuff going on, you're going to do it. So as a group, we decided to take a double respite. That way everyone could have multiple chances to get through some different activities, whether it's a class feature or if it's exploring more of the other downtime things that have been stacking up as options for our players. So we're going to get right into that now.
Double respite it is.
Double respite it is. So, before we do the double respite, does anybody that is due a follower want to pick up a follower?
My question would be kind of who is left to be followers, because you said the Reeves out.
So
We've already got the Abbott, I think, for one of us, and another one's got Ashley, or the other one.
pretty much anyone you've already interacted with in the town. Ashley is done. However, you ought to have interacted with
Ooh.
the carpenter and the woodcutter and the furrier a little bit. Um, there's the cobbler who needed leather that you have now gotten the leather merchant into town. Um, any
I
of
actually think,
those
um,
craftsmen are good.
sorry, I was gonna say, I think probably if I have the ability to get another follower, it would be good to go get the stoneworker,
Dunquat?
because she has that magical bag,
Mm-hmm.
and if she's my follower, we might be able to borrow it if we need it. Maybe.
Maybe.
But also a stonemason wouldn't be terrible, I think, because there might be some stone things we need to do for the tomb. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do actually have a question concerning potential follow.
Mm-hmm.
We helped out those dwarves whose merchants were all, in the tower, locked up, all that,
Yes.
whatnot. They're planning on leaving town pretty quick, but is it possible that we could convince one of them to become a follower?
Unfortunately, they are a traveling group and they are carters.
Okay,
They
okay,
leave. Like their entire purpose to be here is to deliver stone and then they're leaving. So
okay.
yeah. So if you're wanting something like that, it would be Dunquat that Jaden was just talking about for instead of being the merchant, it's the person that's actually in Broadhurst using the stone here.
Okay.
Does anyone want to pull a trigger on getting a follower, or are we good to just assign our downtime activities
I'll,
and go?
I'll get the stonecutter.
Okay. So as you make your way over to Dunquats, the Masons, that requires me to
Yeah,
find them again. But as you make your way
right
to
there.
her, go ahead.
Oh, she's right there.
Yeah. As you make your way to her, uh, she sees you coming. She kind of like finishes a couple blows as she's kind of blocking out some sections and kind of wipes just this layer of crust off the top of her stony skin that kind of like almost like salt pebbles to the ground. Well, I saw that you got all them hooligans out of the tower. Yeah. Not only did you solve my problem, but you kept your word, solved the others. Good on ya. So, how you doing?
Well, I just wanted to come over and check how that stone was working out for you.
It's usable. It's getting things kind of partitioned out as she's kind of like working in this larger barn. And you can see hanging from like almost like this chain from the ceiling down to be about like eye level, similar to how like some people will like hang a tennis ball in their garage or a ping pong ball in their garage to know where to stop moving their car forward. It's kind of that situation, but it's this glowing emblem that just kind of shines through the area. And just getting things kind of pre-partitioned out a little bit, getting them organized. That way, whenever I head off to where the next job is, I can just reach on through and be pulling out the sections I need.
Oh, so the bag storage area, that's what we're standing in, I'm guessing.
Yep, yep, that's exactly where we are. Um, so
Pretty neat.
the fruits of your labor.
Well, glad we could help with that. So would would you be willing to help us in the future if we need to you know, need some stone cutting work or anything? We'll come through and work with you and ask you. And I mean, I'd be willing to help you with some different things around the shop if you need to. Got I don't know if you can tell, but I'm fairly large and strong, so I could probably lug some things around if you need me to.
Nah, you're an absolute pipsqueak. I couldn't use you for anything around here.
I like your humor.
No, yeah, I don't know if how much heroes are going to be needing any form of stonework. That seems like an odd thing, unless you're thinking about just crushing the entire town and building yourself a keep. Um, but I'm also half decent at carpentry. Kind of goes together with the overall architecture type stuff. Know how to use winches, cranes, kind of build some of that stuff. Decent with mechanics. And then, believe it or not, not half bad with alchemy. Turns out, different stones when you're taking them apart, you powder them. You have a lot of debris left over, and that can be used for quite a few things. It's not often, but sometimes when I've got the right limestone and stuff like that, I'll actually take it over to the inn, and they can make some pretty frothy drinks with it.
Drinks from limestone. Sounds
Yeah,
intriguing.
it's not really intriguing. I'm sure you've had their successors. It's called soda.
Ah,
It's an old way of making carbonation. That's why soda shops blew up in New York City because there was so much excess resources to use for the carbonization.
yeah. So if you want to be around and helping us when we need help, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'd love to. And I have assigned her to Jagan.
Right.
I have an idea, actually. I was looking at the craftsmen here in town that were mentally, if you will, and noticing that I don't see, unless we're like going to start building catapults to assault the bandit camp, I don't see a lot of direct use for the way my character works,
Hmm.
per se, or the way our group can utilize them. But something did occur to me, and I'm wondering: is the bartender on the table?
The, the bartender of the Featherbed Inn. Um, I'm gonna say yes. I don't know if that's an option, but it makes complete sense for them to be actually available. The bartender is going to be Gweldier, and as you approach, she is super busy. All of a sudden, the amount of patrons has doubled or tripled with the amount of people you've brought into town. Um, and it's just going to be for a night or two, but there is an excessive amount of people here, and so she's just going, she's dishing out drinks back and forth, back and forth. And I'll be with you in just a moment, dear. Just I gotta. There's the clatter as she moves a tray of stuff down under the table, wipes off the top of her head with like part of her apron, struts on over. Right. So, what can I get you, dear?
Well, I happen to know from my life prior to ever getting here that bartenders hear a lot. A lot of people tell their stories when they get a little plied with alcohol. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking we could help each other out. For one, you're really busy right now, so maybe an hour or two I could help you out with getting some of these customers served real quick, and maybe you could keep an ear and an eye out for me and let me know if you see or hear anything. I may have specific questions at times. If I could kind of come back and try to get information from you as you learn things and as I find a need for them.
She kind of looks you up and down, smiles a bit, kind of pinches your cheek. And after like she pinches it and then slaps it, just like this little tap slap. Here, sweet hun, they can wait their turn. We're not putting you to work. But if I hear anything, I'll let you know. And as an austere form of a follower, I'm gonna go ahead and say, as opposed to like getting the list of her skills, you can expend your follower token, as it were, on not having to spend a respite activity for your criminal contact feature. That with Gweldier, you'll just get that whenever you need it, like once per respite.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, you just have information. I like that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Well, I figured if I'm kind of the not out in the public information guy with the criminal contact thing and all that,
Mhm.
if there's anybody who knows anything about anything, it's the bartender.
Yes. And now it's easier for you to use that without getting punished for using that feature. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So how do we make the follower part of the follower thing? Because I look in there, all I see is Ashley and Abbott Lore.
I have assigned him to you. I am going to look up. I am not seeing where Dunquat is. I don't think Dunquat has a token. That might be the issue. Dunquat just
Uh,
may not have a token. So
I can create the follower.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
says add new follower with the it's an artisan, obviously. And you
yes.
said Dunquat?
Dunquat. Dunquat.
Yeah. Characteristic might, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you can go ahead and give her a 1 in might and a 1 in reason. We'll put her as a little bit stronger and a little bit smarter with all the architecture stuff, and the others will be zeros.
Oh, well, when I opened her up, she had a 1 in might and 1 in reason. So
Well, that's convenient. Um, and then the skills that she has are carpentry.
uh, that skill.
Yeah, you're good.
Carpentry,
Architecture,
architecture.
mechanics,
Okay.
and alchemy.
Alchemy. Well, that could have helped building some health potions.
Well, if you have nothing to use her for right now, she can definitely help out with health potions by making them fizzier.
Yeah,
And then we're not going to worry about languages. I don't think her languages are going to come up.
probably not.
Cool. So with that, I can go ahead and we can grant everybody a roll. So each of your followers, as well as each of you, has 1 respite activity. Whether you're going to be using it for something special or just doing a project. If you lot are taking 2 in a row, you have quite the capabilities to do a lot of stuff right now. So for our first respite, who wants to take their roles and do their stuff?
Question on my follower.
Mhm.
What am I doing here?
So you don't need to do any rolls. Every respite,
No, I mean I don't. I mean how to add her or whatever, or you
Uh,
know.
yeah, I don't think you need a token for her because there's going to be no like having her spend rolls for you or anything. So I don't think you need a token unless you want a token, and then we can make you a token.
Okay, what about well, like under my followers, do I add anything there, or do I just leave it?
I mean, you could add that you have Gweldir, yeah.
How do I spell that?
Gweldyr.
Oh, hold on. It gave me this follower type and everything. I gotta figure that. Artisan, I assume.
She'd be more of a sage. So artisans are followers that help you with crafting stuff, and sages are more ones that help you with research and information. So she'd be more of a sage.
Okay, the name now.
Gweldyr. Gweldyr.
Okay.
Cool. So who wants to go first?
I mean, I'll go over and see if I can work with Abbott Lorick, if the chat is okay with that, and do some research on the Delian tomb.
Yeah. So research on the Delian tomb. That is likely to be a reason, since that is a very academic pursuit. And then you do have religion as a skill, I believe, correct?
Yes, specialist lore definitely gives me always have a double edge on tests made with recall lore using a skill. So
Cool.
doesn't really -1 or +2 can matter, but it's a double edge. So
A double edge is always useful. So yeah, let's go ahead and
hit this. I hit the skilled there, and then because it's religion, and
oh yeah,
then just hit double edge.
yeah.
We're rolling. Good thing it's a double edge.
Actually, double edge means nothing for project rolls because there's no
Oh.
tiers of success. You're just adding points.
Oh.
Which,
Oh.
yeah. However, that is 9 points. So we can go ahead and throw that on. And then while we're doing this, would we like Abbott Lurk to do his role as well, Chad?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you're keeping track of this project.
Yes,
on your
I'm
end?
keeping track
Okay.
of it. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's awful.
I was going to say I can't see anything.
Yeah, so we still got a bit to go on this project. We have just earned 14 more points. We have some left over from the last one. But because we're doing a double downtime, Abbott Lorik may have a chance of finishing this up later on. For now, though, you're digging deep into the research on the tomb. You're already aware that the large brass amulet that you suspect to be in the possession of Orson the Coal Burner, that is likely to get you into the second level, but there's more information out there. You just have to find it. So yeah, we have Chad. You are still available to do your stuff. Ashley is still available, as well as Dunquat and all of the stuff with Farin and his info. So where do we want to go next?
I don't really have anything for researching. I don't have any skills for that, so just be a flat roll or whatever.
Yeah, it'd be a reason. Yeah, if you want to just help with the research.
Yeah, because even if I go do a community project, it's going to be 45 points for that too. So there's no point in spreading it out.
I actually think community project is 75 points.
Good Lord.
Yeah, well, it's a means of getting a free magic item. So
What?
yeah, if you complete a community project, the community will thank you for what you've done and reward you with a treasure.
Oh,
But
okay. Yeah, let me just roll reason here.
yeah, for the rest of these rolls, you guys can just make the power roll. It'll save us on time of me having to like request the specific roll. So that is a 15 with your +2. Hey, Chad, you're really good at research. Whenever you decide to research, things get finished.
Apparently,
So
I don't.
Go ahead.
Instead of, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out how that's a 15.
I'm seeing a 6 and a 7 +2. 6 + 7 is 13. +2 from reason is 15.
Okay, I guess I'm just can't. I can't. I'm not reading it correctly. I'm seeing a 6 and a 2, but also my Discord is overlaying it. So
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm seeing the dice are 6 and 7, and then a +2. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So as you go through and you have 2 heroes and Abbott Lorik continuing this research, you are going to find that there is in fact a 3rd level to the tomb. As you do this research, it's a bit unclear, though it seems to imply in the research that there is a false treasure chamber that is meant to like if any grave robbers can actually get down there, it's meant to be like the final line of defense. And that that gets ransacked as opposed to what they're truly trying to protect, the Cup of Julius. And as you do this research, you find that the 3rd level of the tomb itself is sealed, but supposedly it can be unsealed with the Delian Knight Commander's ring, many of which that are buried with other Kalian knights. The ring is a gold band with an emerald cut like a shield. You have learned about the false vault. You have learned about the 2nd seal to get down to the 3rd level, and that its key is another piece of jewelry, but this is one that you are overall unfamiliar with.
Huh. I wonder if the charcoal burner has any idea if maybe the medallion and the ring come as a matching set.
Could be.
Possibly.
Question:
Yeah.
do we have a half a pound of seagrass anywhere?
Well,
I got two. Oh yeah, two. It's a half pound of seagrass, so I have two of those. You said that Unquat was proficient in alchemy.
yes.
Well, we just happen to have a recipe for growth potion. I could have her work on that during this respite.
You could?
Even though she was an alchemist. I have it in my downtime projects.
Cool.
So you can use intuition or reason. I guess she could use reason, right?
Yeah, she can definitely use reason.
Okay.
So this would be a power roll +3.
Whoops.
Ooh.
No, she's just getting started.
Yeah. She kind of like looks to you like, hey, don't rush me. I said sometimes I mess with this stuff. They write the instructions quite differently than blueprints. I'm used to measurements and lines. I'm not used to like having to follow an entire like witch's family recipe. And like, do they list the ingredients at the top? They don't tell you the amounts. And then they go on this entire story of how like they hired somebody to go off and find all this stuff. And then only at the very end do they start telling you the numbers.
Well, we'll make progress later.
That's the lot of you. Ashley still has to go, and then we have Farin, both his own project as well as getting some additional information from Gweldir. So, what do we want to do next?
You go ahead with Ashley first.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Ashley has any. Her skills are blacksmithing, jewelry, and mechanics. So,
wasn't she working on a healing potion?
Yes, she is 32 points out of 45 into a healing potion.
Oh yeah, I can have her do that roll.
Yeah.
Just power roll plus what?
In reason.
Okay. Hers is.
She has a +1 on reason.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's another 10 points in, and she's at 42 out of 45.
Oh, +3. Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
There we
go. With that, Farin, we go to you. Do you want to do your personal project first, or do you want to get the spilled tea from Gweldir?
Okay, first, did we get that? Did that potion get done?
No, that potion still needs just 3 more points.
Okay. Well, here's a question for you. I got her as a source of information, and I still have the criminal contact aspect. Could I still do the criminal contact as mine and then use her turn to do the regular information I was going to try to get off of her?
Yeah, you could double up on information if you wanted, both you and her.
Okay, I would like to. Well, I'll go ahead with her turn, and I would like. Trying to think what I want to know right now. Actually, I'll have her try to. I'd like to know what she knows about the bandit camp and or its members, but mostly I want to kind of know like how well armed are they? Does she have any information about prominent members, that sort of thing?
Yeah. So as you speak with her, she kind of thinks back to different conversations she's had. Yeah, no, there's something brewing with them. They've been in the region for a while. Heard different stories from different carters coming on through about the attacks and whatnot. For the longest time, I was hearing the name Thurston. Thurston was prominent, probably their leader or advisor or something, but Thurston's the name I was hearing forever. Of late, things have been getting a bit more rough. They've been a bit more violent on their attacks, having less time between when they first demand something and when people start getting bruised or bloodied. Wasn't hearing Thurston as much anymore. Starting hearing the name Aldiva. Seems to be a bit of a change in power going on. In terms of Supplies. What I've heard, they've got swords, axes, bows, shields. When it comes to weaponry, they're armed to the teeth. However, half the stuff that they end up looting from people are food, grains, and there's not much coming along the roads. But
Do
not only,
you
go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
Not only are they taking things of wealth, but whenever anyone gets hits that's coming into town, whatever rations they have left, they also get stripped of. It seems that they're quite interested in getting the food they need.
Okay. Do they tend to or is it more of a straight on assault? Do they block the road? Is it an ambush? Do we have any idea on that?
I hear a lot more about ambushes, but let's be honest, if you're going to attack somebody, might as well have it be an ambush. Um, get the upper hand and all that.
Okay. I think that's all I need from her for the moment.
Okay, so you've gotten information from her about the bandit camp. Hey guys, can we go get additional information? Farron's just like, no, I know who to talk to for information, and you just get some of what you otherwise would have scouted.
Heck yeah.
And then for my own personal activity, I am going to pull my Assassin's Creed thing, kind of climb up the top of a couple roofs to find the bird box and pin a note asking the organization if they have any information on this coal processing guy. What's his name again?
Orson.
Orson. If they have any information on Orson, if they know anything about how he came to possess that that token necklace that he has,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. And obviously, this is probably not something I can get back immediately. It's a bird; it's got to fly and all that, so probably be a day or two before we get the information back. But nonetheless, I tied the note on asking the question, and I send the bird off.
Yeah, you send the bird off at the beginning of your respite, and then by the end of the respite, you get it back. It's like sending an email.
I got you. Yeah, couple days. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it is a couple of respites. Yeah.
Yeah, you send the email at the end of the working day. You go home, you relax, you go to bed, you wake up in the morning, you get in the office a little late, and the return email is waiting for you when you return. So, based off of your class feature, you don't have to wait multiple respites. It's your activity for this respite. So you send it at the beginning, you get the information at the end of it, and it's all kind of packaged here. So the response
Gotcha.
the response you get on the bird is going to be that as far as they're aware, there has been no black market shipments of such items to this area. There have been no brass amulets of the Delian order that have come out this way in the last 20, 30 years. There's just nothing. As you have provided some information on Orson, the coal burner, they don't know a lot about him in particular. The only thing they know, and like there definitely could be missing details, but in terms of them keeping track of like individuals of note in different regions, he just showed up on their census one day. Like, he seems like an old crazy dude that's lived here his entire life. That's the vibes he gives off. But from their records,
There might be
wasn't an
something
Orson,
shady.
and then one day they're just, and he's been here for a while, but just one day there just suddenly was this old guy that gives the vibes of being like the crazy old dude that's been here his entire life. But he was probably like 35 to 45 when he finally just like appeared in this town and has been the crazy old coal burner ever since.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's some information for you there. And then for some context, it's been a couple of sessions since the information was gained. The amulets of the Delian order were widespread. Many of them have either ended up on the black market, or they have been collected by either antiquarians or by part of an organization called the Coursers. The Coursers being kind of pseudo-secretive traveling heroes. They're not secretive in the fact that like they're not MIB, Men in Black, where you're not supposed to know that they exist. They just don't flaunt what they do, like the cult of the Chad. So yeah, some reminder context from a couple sessions ago, which has been like over a month ago. So yeah,
You
that's
say
go ahead.
you say courser like a horse type of courser, right?
Yeah, COURSER.
Okay.
Like the course, the trail, the road, the path, a courser. So that's information you've got in there. I think we've hit everybody for our first downtime segment. If there's anything you guys want to gather and discuss and plan, if you wish to go into a second respite, which has been the plan.
Jagged is making a sanctified weapon.
Theron is bringing Gambit back.
And then I guess Dunquat could continue on that potion of growth.
Mm-hmm.
So power roll +3.
Yeah, and then Ashley could finish off the healing potion.
Oh, see, she's getting way better. She just need to get her alchemy legs back under her.
So 17 on there, bringing us to a total of 22.
Oh yeah, and then Ashley is gonna finish the healing potion.
Yes. So let's roll for Ashley. Ashley gets a +1 on that, so that's going to be a total of 10 that has been rolled. And so that brings her to 52. 52 minus 45 is 7 points left over. If you want, as we can do as we've done, we can just continue those 7 points onto the next healing potion.
Do we have materials for it?
I think so. Let's double check that now. So at this point, you have finished your second healing potion. So
I have
think
3 customary leaves.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. I had to pull up the character sheet. The little pop-up thing only gave me the first set of boxes, not the big set. So yeah, I got 4, so that's enough for one more, right?
Yeah, it just takes 1 set per healing potion. So
Oh, okay. I thought it was 3.
am I wrong? Is it 3?
I could be wrong. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's just 1. So we can reduce our customary leaves once again. So who is expending their customary leaves on the beginning of this third potion?
I think I'm the only one that has it.
Well, I have 3. I was thinking we could since Dunquat's kind of an alchemy person, we could probably have her help on it if we move that process over once she finishes the growth potion.
Yeah.
Well, if everybody except for me and Dragon have another turn right now for downtime, I could also possibly get Wiggler. If that, I don't know if I pronounced that right.
So Gweldir is a sage, so she's good for information. She's not good for crafting stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like Abbot Lorik, where Abbot Lorik can't really craft things. He's here for information.
Okay, not a problem. I do have something for her too, if that's still on the table for, like you said, the additional turn, whatever. But
Yeah, totally. For now, who is spending their customary leaves?
Did you have them?
I got 4 of them, so might as well let me do it so that way.
Okay, so you have spent a customary leaf to begin potion number 3. We are 7 units into that potion. So we have Ashley having gone again. We have Dunquat having gone again. Jagan, you are spending your time making your sanctified weapon. We will have a moment for a scene for that later. We have Feyrin, you are making Gambit. So we can have a scene for that later. I believe who we have left is if there's any information you want to get from Gweldir, you can do that. And then Chad and Abbot Lorik still have to go as well.
Okay.
Well,
If you're ready, Chad, go ahead.
I don't have anything else to work on at the moment. So I guess I might as well start the community service. Spread the good word of the cult of the Chads.
By all means. What community service are you doing? This will mainly determine what ability we're using and if there's a skill that is appropriate to the community service project you're doing.
Are there specific community projects, or do I just...
You make it up.
Okay, I'm making it up. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Anyway, so we're gonna go around, me and the abbot. Well, actually, no, probably not the abbot. He's not strong enough for this. He can orate while I'm doing this. He can spread the word, but I'm gonna go around and I'm just gonna do little tasks. Fix up people's houses. Pin up the shutters. That are broken. Pick some stuff up. I'm beautifying the town while he spreads the word of Chad.
Okay, as you beautify the town, that sounds like that could either be might or that could be presence. And that sounds a bit like carpentry.
Yeah, which I don't have.
Is there is there
How,
any skill that you think might be good for this?
well, um, so I could just spend extra time doing this. We got 24 hours for the respite. I can just spend the full 24 hours doing it and use my endurance skill.
I'll go for it. This is full on, Howl's Moving Castle, cleaning the entire castle.
Nice. So
So
I'll do a might here,
yeah.
and the endurance will do another +2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, crit. Oh.
There's only so many crits you can have on this.
That's a 15.
Okay, so we have begun the process where we are 20% of the way through on you beautifying the town.
And then the abbot will come behind me, and we'll see. He doesn't have much of anything here to help with that, so it'll just be a straight roll, it looks like.
Yeah, we can do that.
As to be expected.
I
As
picture the abbot just kind of walking behind you, slapping himself in the head with a board like the Monty Python thing.
why why did I agree to be part of this? I meant for books, not brooms.
No. Actually, I'd have a better idea on that one though. Again, Monty Python though, but him falling behind Chad, slapping two coconuts together to make it sound like a horse trolloping.
All wonderful options. As this is going on, uh Farron, you have the option to get more information from Gweldir. What are you interested in learning about from Gweldir?
I would now ask her what she knows about Orlin. Is it
Orson.
Orson?
Okay.
See what she knows. How long has he been here in town? What does she know about him? Has she ever talked to him? Does she know anything about? Has he said anything about his past before coming here? That kind of thing.
There's this very long period of time where she is just giving you blather. She is giving you nonsense. She is giving you just, Sunday morning tea pleasantries of stuff about Orson. And it's just hollow and hollow and hollow until your relationship with her grows a little bit more. And then she very slowly breaks down. Right? So what I'm about to tell you, you're not supposed to know. None of us are supposed to know. I bloody figure it out because I'm good with people, and I've had 2.5 decades with him. But if I tell you this, and you're not careful with what you do with it, you could get him killed.
Well, I'm familiar with keeping certain information quiet and other information not quiet.
Right. Well, I was pretty young when he first came into town. Not quite as crazy as he is now. That he picked up a few weeks after he got into town. Got himself situated, got himself a bit of land, was respectable, and then we didn't see him. Fortnight, fortnight and a half, and then occasionally he'd come into the market during festival days or the like, and he'd have charcoal. He'd have good charcoal. He'd sell it to me. He'd sell it to the smith, Ashley, a couple other people, but most people are good with burning wood, and they don't need a good hot fire. Anyways, he'd spend as little time as he could in town then, and slowly we got to see more of him, and he started to show more of what you see here today. He's out there. People are willing to talk around me because they're not quite in their right mind. Their inhibitions are down when they're around me. Well, when Orson's around, people talk too. Not because they're out of their right mind, because they think he is. Because they don't think it matters what they say around him. But I see it in his eyes. I still see that same brightness, that spark, that keenness just behind the pupils that I saw when I was a little girl. He's still there. And even when he's not looking at you, he's paying attention.
Let me ask you this. Do you think his lack of typical social behavior is just an act?
I think it is. And I think it'd be very difficult and dangerous for you to call him on it in front of other people. It's an act that he's had up for most of the time I've known him. But he doesn't leave. He doesn't make friends with people here, but he's around. He makes it through the market. He hobbles with his little trolley cart, and people don't stop their conversation once he goes by. I know most of what goes on in this town, but I'd gather that whatever I don't know, Orson does. I don't know why. I don't know what he's up to, why he cares. But he moved into town one day, built a facade, built a visage, and then he's just never left. There's no reason for him to stay. He doesn't have close friends. He doesn't have family. And to be honest, there's no reason to be here. Y'all are here to help. The rest of us were likely born here, or we came here for a job and there was enough work to stay around. Being a charcoal burner isn't a job to stay around. You could do that anywhere.
Is his, real quick, one last question regarding him. The charcoal he sells and or any other potential goods he might make, are they exclusively sold in town as far as you know, or does he seem to have contacts outside of town who are contracted with him?
I'm pretty sure it's all in town. I don't know about you, but people don't really travel to sell half-burned wood.
Well, I kind of figured, but had there been other, that would have been
Yeah,
a
that'd be
certain
freaky.
matter of question. Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, he's either done something God's awful and he's hiding and keeping a low profile, or I don't even know what other reason he'd be here for. But I do remember when he came. And then I remember when Orson showed up. It's two different people. The one that bought the land and then the one that has occupied it for the last 2.5 decades.
Okay, okay. I think that's enough to go on for now.
Okay. As the mystery of Orson continues to unveil about us, Jagan, we'll give Faerun a bit of time to rest and think about if there's any scene he wants with summoning Gambit. But for Jagan, as you are spending your respite activity producing a sanctified weapon, what is this like?
Uh, so Jagan he uses a warhammer. That's his thing, and he's gone over to Ashley's blacksmith shop and is kind of using some of her tools with her permission and keeping an eye on that strange cat. But while he's doing that, he is just kind of passing his hands over that warhammer, saying, Cavill has, Cavill's going to keep us going, and it it imbues it with strength so that he can hit things harder.
Fantastic. You brought up the cat before I had the opportunity. When you said you were heading to the smithy, I was gonna bring that up. So thank you for seeing where it was going. As you are working and you are getting this blessing upon your weapon, uh, there is just this slight growing of shelf fungi across one of the kind of like for you shoulder high shelves in the room, and slowly pacing to the end and then just kind of like crossing one paw over the other as it lays into its elbows looking down at you. Well, this is rather fun. Now you have yourself a special smitey stick. What are you using it on?
You, if you don't get out of my business.
Hmm. Now, I was just trying to be nice. I might possibly have information that would help you with whatever you're seeking to vanquish.
Do you?
I could, but that requires you to be friendlier and open with the exchange of information.
Currently, I plan on smashing some goblins with this because they are infesting the area. You wouldn't happen to know why they're here, would you?
Oh, I definitely know why they're here. I've spent my own time snooping about for information that might help you. After all, we still have two questions from our dear Violet. Now, she's been a good girl and she hasn't asked anything, even to her mother, for fear of me hearing. But if I'm not going to get anything out of her, I know she'd listen to you.
Yeah, she did. Apparently, because she's not asking you questions, and we're not entirely sure what the end of that bargain encompasses. So we're not going to put her in that situation.
That's just a bit of service. She's a good girl. She'll do fine.
Bit of service is vague, and for whom is entirely vague, which means we don't put anybody into servitude without knowing all of the conditions and agreeing to it.
Hmm. Well, that's unfortunate for you. In that case, I'll just have to hang around a bit longer. I'm enjoying the grain bin. It has plenty of fertile seeds that might blossom. It's a bit like popcorn, except squishier.
Interesting.
With that, the cat kind of picks itself up from the kind of almost the blanket of fungus that had grown around it while it had been kneeling down. And as it walks away, you have those kind of giant funnels for ears that kind of like twitch back towards you. Well, let me know when you want more information on your quarry. They have surprises planned for you. I'd like to know what's coming if I were you, but then again, some people do enjoy surprise parties.
During that exchange, was Ashley there?
Ashley was not. If
Okay.
Ashley were, Ashley would be very upset that you're having her working on potions while you're making magic
Or it's not
weapons.
Ashley. I apologize. I meant Violet.
Oh, okay.
Because Violet was
No, Violet was not there.
okay.
Yeah, no, this fungal cat came to you without Violet, as he's getting a little bored at this point, and so he's trying to prod you to get her to ask questions.
Okay.
Okay, and then finally, Farron, do you have any particular scene you would wish to have with resummoning back Gambit, or is it just a simple routine thing for you?
Oh no, I had an idea. Basically, what's going on now is there's essentially a glowing orb, the remnant of Gambit soul, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And Phelan can see more than just the orbits. He can see kind of the whole creature. But it's kind of got like this almost dead look on him, almost like the little cartoon ghost icon sticking out of his head, like he's about to die. And he sprouts these angel wings as he's ready to pass on. And I'm like, I psychically reach into the ether and grab a hold of him and pull him back in and say, "No, you're not leaving." And I resummon him that way.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Okay.
Actually, real quick,
Yeah.
as our respite is winding down, we're almost done, getting ready to head out for a new day, new adventure. I will instruct Gambit to annoy the ever-loving shit out of the Cheshire cat creature thing there, but he's got to stay out of its reach so it can't like hurt him, you know. But he's just gonna annoy the heck out of him.
Okay. Okay. I'll interpret that as annoy him as much as possible without endangering your familiar getting damaged. Is that an appropriate interpretation of
That
your
is
orders?
appropriate. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. So yeah, that's going to be our 2 respites in a row. As you lot have gained information, we have finished off a healing potion. We need to decide who has that healing potion in their inventory.
If you guys don't mind, I'll take that because I can have Gambit bring it to anybody if they need it.
Go for it.
Cool, cool. So you can add it to your inventory once again. Yeah, with that, you all can regather from your days of work, your days of research, your days of sweeping, gaining information with what you have learned, and make your plan for what exactly you want to do going forward. You've gotten multiple bits of additional information about Orson over these past few days that may change whether you wish to go to him now or if you are still interested in possibly doing something with the bandits that you also learned information on.
I think we should go for the bandits first, guys. The
I think
more that
so.
the more we do, like if we finish up all the little tasks around town, I feel like maybe the coal burner will be a little more accepting of us, one, asking probing questions because now we kind of have to, and two, it letting borrow the medallion. And I'm willing to bet that he has an idea of where that ring's at as well.
He more than likely does, but yeah, I'd be cool with going to the do the bandits now.
Yeah, I think the bandits is also probably the biggest threat at the moment.
Oh man, we're gonna have to walk outside of town and then walk up the river. Okay.
Okay. Well, as we head out of town, you lot have been given a region from based off of where some of the previous uh, lumberjacks have been chased out of the region. You make your way up and around the river as you strike out into the wilderness.
Oh man, they have fortifications.
Yep.
Oh man.
When Dunquat said Dunquat said that she could build siege engines, I was thinking maybe that might be good for the bandit camp, but
What in the world? I For some reason, underneath of my health, it now says weakness lightning 5, immunity fire 5.
Me too.
I think that says it under all of them because my character says
Ah.
that, but so does Gambit say that.
Yeah, so the reason for that is it okay. So there's description coming. The bandit camp is in the an island on the center of the lake. You'll get that description when we get back recording. But I
Ah,
just plopped you guys on the map at like a corner before we like do some other roleplay stuff and like exploration. And because your tokens are in water, the act of being in water makes it so lightning does a little more damage and fire does less damage because your token is currently in water. That's why that's showing up on your sheet.
That
holy
makes sense.
cow.
I figured that's what it was.
I did not realize that this game did environmental resistances like that. I
It
like
does.
that.
Yeah. So as you are to travel up along the river, you then cut off into the woods at a section where you see that there are a number of felled trees, but a couple of them have been left where they were felled, as this is the evidence of the region that the woodcutters have been driven away from, as they would float logs down the river. So it's a good spot for you to start your investigations of where this bandit camp is. As you delve a little bit deeper into the forest, you start to find foot trails, not deliberately made, but just the passage of people through the forest repeatedly. Some of them following previous deer trails and then just kind of widened from there. Eventually, as you search your way forward, you are going to find an area where there is a small a lake. Water laps up against the shore, and there is an island at its center, about 400 feet away. You see that there is a stone and wood fort that stands on the island at the distance, but it's difficult to make out details due to kind of a bit of the fog of the morning, as well as the fact that bandits don't like to be seen. And so they're probably not standing out there in bright yellow and black uniforms to stand out among the jumble of the timbers. You do see that nearby, along the shore, there is a wooden raft big enough to carry several humanoids that rests on this side of the shore. There are 3 paddles and a long steering pole that rest beside the raft, as you see what seems to be a very obvious means for these bandits to be getting to and from the island without having to just swim it. So that's the overall situation that you lot find mid-morning as you begin your adventuring once again. You have gotten yourselves to the problem, or at least within sight of the problem. It's up to you to decide how you want to deal with it. So what's going on?
The boat's just there?
Yeah, it's
Guessing
just kind
somebody's
of
on shore
overturned
this
on the
side.
shore.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm guessing some of the bandits are on this side of the shore.
That is probably a good thought. We should fan out and search. Or anybody have tracking?
Actually, not tracking, but I do have some. Search for hidden creatures.
Yeah, that is that's a general action. It's a combat action, but it's something any of you can do is to attempt to search for hidden creatures.
Okay.
Can it be used now or no?
Yeah, you can totally use it now. It doesn't take a maneuver or something for like when we're in combat. That's just a combat mechanic. But any of you or all of you could take some time and describe how you wish to look for hidden creatures.
Well, Farron's doing it real sloppy, smacking bushes and shit, and clearly not getting anywhere.
Hey guys, there's no one in this bush here, or there's no one's up in this tree.
I would like to do a search around the boat. You know, coming up on the side of the bank, surely there's some footprints in the wet soil there. I can at least get a direction of travel.
Yeah, let's go ahead and as you kind of search around that section of the bank, I'm gonna have you do. Uh, this could be intuition or reason. I'm cool with either of them, and then we can add in your search. You're going to want reason because of your character.
Yeah. Yeah, my intuition's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's fine. So I have sent you a roll.
All
Ooh.
right, not awful.
Okay, tier 2. As you search around, you don't find any evidence of the footfalls in the area around this boat of where they may have gone. However, I will also call out with a tier 2. You do find evidence of your own footfalls in the mucky shore.
Hey guys, I went this way.
Now you have to write in the sand. Chad was here.
Been down right. The cult of the Chad cometh.
As you do so, like there's this slight kind of like sheen to where like you trace in the muck as it like pools with a little bit of like oily liquid. This place is it's a mucky shore. It's really easy to just like press in and then leave impressions. There is zero fear of like, oh no, how do you make marks on the moon? The moon landing was faked. Like now, like it's mucky shore. Anywhere you go, you just into it.
So I've got a feeling that they might not be here, and they might have more than one boat. So I'm betting the other boat is already over there. You know?
Well, my thought is, if we're not seeing stuff, it could just be that they've been on this side of the shore for a while. Like, if the tracks are stale or weather patterns have gone through, so they could be out looking for like an ambush. So what that means to me is they're just not right here in the area, which is fine too. But I just didn't want them, sneaking up on us while we were trying to turn the boat over and go over and scout the island.
Do we want to set up an ambush? We can get around here in the bushes. Not that one that he just smacked, but and wait and see if somebody comes back in a couple hours. Jump them and interrogate them.
I mean, that could work.
Okay, you guys want to set
Sure.
up your own ambush around this boat?
Yeah.
Yeah. To do so, I think maybe we should, clean up the Chad marks, or it could draw them in, whichever.
I think it
Actually,
might
on
confuse
this note, to begin, I would actually like to climb up into a tree and position myself up there as best I can with the bow at the ready.
Totally. So you climb up into a tree. For the others of you, how do you plan on trying to clean up the amount of movement that a couple of you and definitely Chad have had in this area, and then just the full on like, a second grader realizing that they have the power to go to the chalkboard and just pick up chalk. It's a power they have.
I mean, if you really want to, we can. I was gonna leave it because probably confuse the crap out of them. Might spook them a little bit.
Draw some pictures of Chad bonking a bandit on the head with a club.
Yeah, I mean that could work. Could just hide and wait and see if they come back, seeing all of the tracks, and go, "What in the heck?" Maybe move the boat so they think that somebody took the boat.
I would actually, on that note, I kind of think let the boat free, let it just float away.
No, we need that to get to the island.
Yeah, we need the boat.
Oh, okay.
No, I say we leave the boat where it's at. This way they'll come back to it, to get in and look around before they, all that good stuff. And probably the best time to jump them is going to be when they're getting the boat ready. Their hands are going to be full.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm gonna send a test to all of you for an agility hide test, as that seems to be very clearly what you're attempting to do. Okay, we have a tier 1 on Faerun.
Can I use my climb skill to climb up a tree and make sure they can't see me?
You're giant, aren't you?
Yes.
I'll give it to you,
Big
but if you
tree.
get a tier 1, it's gonna be really bad. Are you okay with that?
Yeah. If I get a tier 1, I'd probably fall out of the tree on them or something.
No, if
Like,
you get a tier 1, you're breaking limbs out of the tree and making a ruckus over here. That'll may be
okay.
even more difficult for your companions to hide because there's evidence of stuff over here. So,
You guys good with that?
Yeah, do it.
okay, so yeah, just roll what I've sent you and you'll get another +2 on top of it.
Oh, sorry, I hit skilled on it.
Oh, no,
so-
yeah. In that case, you're good
Yeah.
as well. Once again, I need to spend some time and see what it looks like from your side. So that's a tier 2, a tier 2, and a tier 1. We're gonna go ahead and
Not
average
a
this.
tier 1.
Huh?
Not a tier 1. I'm so happy.
Not a tier 1. Yes. And we're gonna average that out and just say for the overall group, we're gonna average it out at a tier 2. And so that is success with a consequence, as this is a medium test that I gave you. So successfully, you are going to hide. You hide for a couple hours. A few more hours. Noon has peaked and then begins to come down. It is definitely the afternoon. You don't know if it's 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., but you remember noon peaking, and now the heat of the day is setting in. And then you begin to hear from further to your right kind of individuals joking and having a good time and, just not making a quiet trek through the woods, occasional branches snacking and things like that. As they break through the tree line, 100 meters down or so from where you are. And with that, as they kind of spill out, there's 4 of them onto the shore. You hear jokes and chides at a distance. And you have set an ambush. You've left the marks in the ground, but they don't notice the marks for your consequence. They don't notice the thing to draw them in. They're not even coming to this boat. As they go to another section of shore and they unveil a second hidden boat pulling the boughs of trees arranged to look like camouflage just over to the side. One of them kind of heaves over the boat and they begin to float out into the lake about 100 meters or so down the shore from you. They didn't even want to come to this boat. They spent the moments it would take to undo the hiding place of the other boat to take that one as opposed to this one. And you watch them floating across the water.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Makes me glad we didn't take this boat.
Oh yeah, there's definitely something wrong with this boat. Well, you want me to go out to the shoreline and call to them? Maybe they'll come back and try to attack us. Or maybe if I just do it alone, they might try to attack me.
You guys know what the most dangerous thing in the water is on a boat?
The water?
Fire. There's nowhere to go but into the water.
Do we have fire?
I was thinking maybe I could, if I can see them from where I'm at, take an arrow, smoldering strike, and try to shoot an arrow to their boat.
I would say that a single flaming arrow, especially without having like other resources, is not going to set a sealed boat aflame.
True,
yeah.
but I'm thinking it would certainly get their attention.
Oh, it would certainly get their attention. Yes, no.
If you guys
want is that you will get their attention.
What do you guys think? Because if we alert them and they don't come to us, they could go back and alert the camp.
I think shooting an arrow at them will probably make them row over to the island quicker.
Yeah. Probably put
Okay.
everybody on alert
I think
then.
anything
Because
they
Okay,
do would.
that's why I said that was a thought. I didn't make the roll, so okay.
well, do we want to try to? Do you want me to try to shout at them, see if we can do a little negotiation, some discussions?
I don't think that's the best course of action, but I don't have a better
I
idea. So
I
whatever you
think
want to
that's
do.
kind of going to get the similar effect to where they warn the camp.
Okay. Then second thing I got to offer here is we wait until they go off into the distance and can no longer see us. And then we figure out what the heck is wrong with this boat. And then we can take it over there ourselves.
Well, if I remember correctly, I thought he described it as a raft almost. Maybe that's why they didn't take this.
They're both raft alike. They're not. Yeah, they're. Think of it like
They're
a
similar.
rowboat, like a really dingy rowboat.
Or look for another boat.
Well, we have look for another boat and look to see what's wrong with the boat that you are currently set up around. Would we like to act on either of those ideas?
I think out of the two, while the look for another boat isn't necessarily a bad idea, if this one's not got a problem with it, there's no reason to go looking for another boat. I say we see if there is something wrong with it first. That's my vote.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards now.
Okay. Well, seeing what's wrong with this boat is going to be a reason test. Would anyone like to take the lead on it? And would anyone like to attempt an aid?
I could help because I do have a +2 on reason. Although I can't see it because I got two character things together, but whatever.
As I said, you'll get an edge on aiding another creature with a test. So
That's why I brought it up.
Oh, nice. So
I will aid if Chad wants to do the look over.
Okay.
yeah, I can do that.
We'll start with the aid then. So we'll go ahead and request a roll from Faerun. This will be reason based.
We'll just add a +2 to it then because I can't. My character thing, it just shows a box with like hit points and whatnot. It doesn't show anything else. So
Yeah, that's fine. Cool.
so add 2. Oh, you already added 2. Okay.
I did that. So we have an edge on it. Is that correct, or a double edge?
at least an edge
Okay.
from my thing. I don't know if he gets an edge from anything else.
Likely just the one then. So that is going to be a tier 2. And then what skills do you have, Faerun? Do you have something like search or carpentry or something to try to investigate this?
Not really.
Okay.
Search. I got search. So
Yeah, so search will help. So that'll give you another +2. So that's actually going to take us up to a tier 3, with only because of the edge from the leadership feature of your companion, which means when we go for the actual roll, there will be a auxiliary edge given to Chad. Chad, do you have any skills that you think might be helping with examining this boat?
Well, unless I can interrogate the boat into telling me what's wrong with it, I'm gonna have to go with search.
You're fine. I forgot to hit the
and I was
search.
thinking I could read its mind, but
I forgot to hit the search, so you'll be getting the skill bonus on that as well.
All right, you said I get edge on this?
You get an edge on this because your companion succeeded on their aid attempt, and their aid attempt only got you the edge because of the edge given. We have done an extended version of a feature giving an edge with a roll in the middle to confirm.
Oh, nice.
And that's a tier 3. So, as the two of you examine this boat, you are going to notice that this raft is soaked in chemicals to make it flammable. So that whole, I'll shoot an arrow, and I was clear about like, hey, if there's nothing else there, a single arrow isn't going to make a boat burst into flame. Well, it seems that this boat is designed that a single flaming arrow will cause it to burst into flame. You'll also notice that based off of some of the rigging of the cross straps and how all the different pieces are put together, that it seems to be rigged to fall apart if struck along the bottom of the boat. So yes, you are aware that this is both highly flammable, and if anything hits it from below with noticeable force, the boat's just gonna fall apart.
okay, I have a concept of a plan here. I say we go ahead and technically it's a combat skill, but I have materialized. I could try to drop a bunch of balls of water onto it to wash off the flammable aspects. And what we could do to go across using this boat is we could take like a pole, a long branch, whatever, and use it to test the bottom as we go along to make sure we aren't, coming up on a big rock that's going to smash it to pieces.
I like the second idea. I would say that throwing water on it to try to displace whatever chemicals are used to make it flammable isn't going to help because it's designed to be a decoy for when you're already going over the water. So it seems like adding more water isn't going to solve the flammable problem. Not that you can't solve the
Okay.
flammable problem, but adding water probably isn't a good solution. There's a joke there.
Can
Adding water to
we?
make a solution. Sorry.
Right. I got you. Can we potentially take some spare cloths, whatnot, and try to scrub off the flammable component?
I'd say that it is soaked through the wood. So
Not happening. I
not
got you.
happening. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I'm telling you no on a lot of your ideas, and I feel bad for that.
No. They're valid ideas, but you got a valid reason for them not working, so we're good.
Well, we can always do a good old montage and build our own boat.
If you want to go back into the woods away from the area and you want to attempt to make your own boat over the course of the afternoon, I am totally up for it.
Seems like it's our
Or we
only
could look
option.
for another boat.
Oh, or we can
And
look
there
for
was that
another-
idea.
I mean, yeah.
Well, here's the reality of it. A boat is going to take a certain amount of time and a certain amount of skill. A raft is basic. It's a bunch of logs tied together.
I'm sorry. I should have been more clear. When I say a boat, that could literally just be a log that we float on top of, man. I know nothing about water stuff.
Riding a log like a tandem bicycle.
Yeah.
Well, we could do that, or we could search the shore. Which path forward do we want to do?
You guys want to search the shore first?
Yeah, let's do the search to shore first because that was an idea that we passed on, but it may very well be the best option. So, yeah, let's do that first. And if that fails, then we'll build the boat.
Okay. You have, because of your hiding, you have at least seen the methods by which they hide boats along the shore that they want to use as opposed to the decoys. So it's not difficult to like try to discover the type of hiding place. It's just whether you can find additional ones. And then the other problem is going to be whether you get seen along the shore if you're going all the way around this lake. If you are depending how close to the shore you're getting, or if you're staying back where the tree lines are, that sort of stuff. So it's more of do you get caught in the process?
I have an idea on that.
Can I come up
We
with an
could-
idea first?
Jagged?
You go ahead.
Thanks. So I was thinking we could stay back in the trees because as we were coming up, you had said we were seeing more people walking in paths that hadn't meant to be there, but we saw them. If we were back in the trees and kind of going around the lake a little bit, we could keep looking for those types of tracks to see if we can find any more
Ooh.
that head towards the shore. And then if we find those, we can go scout towards the shore a little bit and see if we can find a boat.
Okay, nothing wrong with that, except we don't need to do that. The last part of that. Once we get to a spot where we think there might be something, I can send Gambit over to look for it.
I think that's a really good plan. I think Jagan's idea of how do we do this without just walking the shoreline, looking for those deer paths of where like, yeah, there's just more traffic here as we get closer to the epicenter of their movement. That is a great idea. And then once you're like reapproaching, just like having this little spirit ferret going ahead as opposed to the lot of you having to like show yourselves on the shore. I think that overall is a great combo idea.
And unless anybody's got an objection to that, sorry, go ahead.
That's why Jagan has that lead skill. He said, let's go look this way.
And here we go.
Yeah. And you know what? That's such a bloody good idea, taking some of the description I've already given you, and I've told Farron no a couple times due to logic. I think this is a point where I just have to say yes because of logic. And so you're going to go like, another 60 degrees around the lake. So like you're still on the, relatively the front side of this area, but you will eventually find another one of those deer trails. And as you kind of pop out, you're in the cover. You send Gambit forward, and Gambit just starts like flinging himself into different like areas of bushes, like someone playing Assassin's Creed for the first time. And eventually, he pops out of the top of a bush, slides down the back end, scampers back to you, and you just get this, this telepathic feeling of, I found it.
Awesome, awesome. Which I relayed to them too. He found one. It's over there.
Okay.
So, with that, are you guys just going to go grab the boat and start heading over?
Here's a question for you guys, real quick. Do we want to wait for night cover? The less alert that camp is, I think the better off we're going to be.
I thought that was going to be the plan first off, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. That was the plan. That's exactly what we were going to do.
And we
Still
can
gonna
do it. And we can do it. The screen goes all warbly. And then everything is darker. It's now night.
Okay, who's on the oars? Who's on the steer stick?
I can get on this. You and Jagan are both a little bit bigger than I am, so I can get this. I can do the steering. You two can be the rowers.
I have the nav.
And Gambit will be at the bow of the boat, looking back at them two, saying, "Row, row, row."
So as Gambit's at the bow, Jagan, you were saying something?
I have the navigate skill, so I don't know if that helps, but
Unfortunately, I don't think the navigate will help here, as that's quite literally like navigating over large distances, and
okay.
you can see the island.
It's right there. Yeah, the island's right there.
Yeah.
Endurance it is.
Endurance
Row, row.
it is. Okay. Wonderful. As you lot get into the vessel, you uncover it, get it out into the water. You grab the oars, you grab the steer stick, you begin navigating your way forward across the waters. As you begin to close in on the other side, you do see occasionally a little bit of movement from near where like the gate would be. And as you close in, through the light of the growing moon, as it is slowly brightening through the sky, you're past a half as you're entering near a waxing gibbous, as it were. You can see from this light the occasional ripples and little circular undulations of water, as there seems to be some stuff along the shoreline. There are spikes in the water, spikes likely designed to destroy the decoy raft, as you would attempt to use to get to this land. However, they could still prove a danger to your ship as well. Theron, you are the one steering. I'm going to request from you an agility test to navigate the boat without getting caught up on some of those underwater spikes in the shore. I say shore, like they're in the zone where you typically play at the ocean, like that level of shore. Do you have any skill that you would think would be useful for gondola poking around them?
Well, obviously there's still search, but there's also sneak. Would that be maybe applicable in this case? Kind of slipping through.
I would say that there's the possibility of you making noise. But also, if you're trying to be much more subtle with the pole and not like splashing it through the water for like a problem situation, I would say I would let you add your sneak skill if you're willing to increase the difficulty of the test from medium to hard. increasing the difficulty of the test does not change the numbers. It just changes what the numbers mean.
Okay. You know what? Let's just do it without the sneak and just do a straight roll.
Okay. Cool. So let's have you do your roll. And with a 14 being a tier 2 on a medium roll, that is a success with a consequence. So that is better than likely would have happened had you got the +2. So good on you for making that gambling decision. As you avoid the stakes, you do make a little bit of noise as you're more concerned about safely getting to shore than not making any noise. And as there's that splashing back and forth, you lot hit the shoreline. You were able to get onto ground. However, you then have this moment of where you hear this like slight jangling of metal plates of like a gorget or something of armor. You hear kind of like this flexing of leather as someone higher up on the shore has just like gotten up, and you hear a groggy voice kind of call out to you, hey Nicola, is that you?
Do we want to say yes? And if that case,
Yes.
Baron, you do
Yes.
it.
Say yes.
Or you do it. You're the liar.
Yeah, I got the lie skill, so I will yell back in a muffled voice so it kind of doesn't sound quite like either myself or the individual he's talking about to disguise my voice. And I will yell out, yes.
You were supposed to be back like 5 hours ago or something. As he's beginning, you hear the crunching of like dead grass as he's walking in your direction. You see the silhouette of a human-sized person as they're coming down the slope tail towards you. What was keeping you?
How from?
Sorry, go ahead. What was that, Chad?
I was just gonna say, how far from the shore are we now?
You are just on the shore, maybe like 10, 15 feet from it. He's probably like 60 feet uphill at an angle, like taking the diagonal down towards you.
Okay.
Kind of thinking a bow shot here, but I don't know.
Tell him
How
there was a
sneaky?
werewolf.
Sorry, go ahead.
Just tell him there was a werewolf. I mean, we did fight one.
Or we found this big guy. Point kind of thumbing back towards Jagged.
As you discuss,
like he's a new recruit, kind of a thing.
As you discuss the lie you want to tell, he halves the distance to you.
I'm kind of pulling a cloth over my nose and mouth to kind of hide my identity a little bit better. Not very obviously, but more like I'm just having trouble breathing or something. And like I said, I point back to Jagged, new recruit.
Okay, is at this point I will ask you for a presence a lie.
All right.
I'm getting it set to you now. Ooh, that's a tier 1.
Yeah, I know.
As you say that, he gets close enough to kind of like see the lot of you. Oh, bloody hell! It's the cult of Chad! Unfortunately, your renown now works against you.
Chad, you made it too famous, Deb.
So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pull you guys to this scene. You're going to kind of see where you are on the shoreline. And given the situation, you have your gate over to the side. You do see that there is a second level of like a just tiny little watchtower built over the gate. And there's like a couple people over here. You see that this fellow who's been walking towards you all of a sudden realizes that you are the individuals that they've heard about over the last few days of people out on the road. What do you do as this century realizes that there's something up?
I'm gonna try to take him out as quick as possible. I'm readying an arrow and getting ready to fire.
Okay.
Get him in the leg. I'm gonna chase him down.
Okay. Yeah. Jagged.
If I judge him, I can pull him towards us a little
Oh,
bit.
do that instead.
Okay.
Jagged, you go first, and I'll have that arrow ready to fire
I
as
can
soon
pull
as.
him up to 4 towards us, and then
So
just
Jagged,
like hit him.
you
knock him
want to
out.
do this big divine presence moment of pulling him down towards you.
Yeah, just grab him with my divine presence and pull him towards me, and then I can just hit him and knock him out. Because he's not expecting it.
As you do this big divine presence, he gets pulled towards you. You clobber him. We're just gonna kill him. Kill him, knock him out. I'm not making you kill someone you're not intending to kill, but you clobber him to the ground. At which point, you hear an alarm bell ring from the watchtower, as that was not a silent means of taking somebody out. So we will go ahead, and I'm going to need a
Judgment doesn't
moment.
say it costs.
Hmm?
Judgment doesn't say it is loud, does it?
No, his noise.
Yeah, his noise. Like your options
his
were
noise.
I shoot
Okay.
him or I pull him towards us to his death. As yeah, there was the loud option and the quiet option. You went for the thing that was going to let him make more noise. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to spawn some guys on the battlefield and we'll be setting up for a combat.
That's fine. The only reason why I would have knocked him out is because I was trying to do any kind of thing stealthily. But if you're saying it made a bunch of noise, then I'll just kill him when he gets towards me, and we'll go get everybody else.
Cool.
Chad's not going to negotiate with him anyway.
I was gonna interrogate him, but all right. We went loud, so there's no reason for that now.
By the way, a point of role play. When Gambit was at the bottom of the boat yelling "row, row, row," all you guys heard was squeak, squeak, squeak.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bring him up. And then as we are just going to be finishing him off, we'll take him out. And then we will also drop into our initiative. So we'll grab the lot of you. And as despite the fact that they are being aware that there's something happening on the shore, we are going to have this being you lot winning the initiative, as you are quite literally taking the initiative on the situation. So as you begin to hear a bell ring from the watchtower, we do have the palisade all up around the position before you. A little bit of description here. You do have a 2 square high wall. So that's if you're like trying to climb over or something, it's going to be like 4 squares just to get up on top as you climb up. But yeah, y'all get to go first.
Well, all right. Jagan, think you can throw me over those walls?
Sure. Time for the friend catapult.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a catapult. It's a catapult.
As a
The
maneuver,
catapult.
you
Yeah,
can
it's a catapult.
grab a willing ally, a willing adjacent ally or object of your size or smaller, then vertical push that target up to a number of squares equal to twice your might score, which is going to be 4. If the creature you push falls as the result of this movement, the effective distance of the fall is reduced by the number of squares equal to twice your might score, so you don't take falling damage.
So, should we do this? I go first, run up to the wall, and then you go, and then run up beside me and throw me?
However the math works of people getting inside, or getting up over, can I throw him from here, do you think, or no?
How far did it say you could throw him?
4 squares?
1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, you know what? You guys didn't have a chance to move. I said you were generally on the shore. Everyone, without it being your turn, move up to 2 squares, and then the friendipult will likely easily be done.
Wait, that was not what I tried to do. I clicked on my character to move him, and it gave me the turn. which gave me spent my turn.
You're fine.
Thank you.
I've just entirely removed you from the initiative. That's totally how we do this, right? That's how we solve the problem. We just remove you from the
Sure.
initiative. Oh, we're having problems. We'll end the combat and restart the combat.
As far as combat goes, can you have a torch in your hand during combat?
Yeah,
or no?
it doesn't. Yeah, I don't think it cares.
Okay.
Oh, that looks really nice. Okay, so as all of you are together, we can revert turn from Gambit. And so as you are moving up, realizing that the big divine pull of just yanking a dude towards you is not the quietest thing, Chad looks to Dragon. Can you throw me? I think
Just don't tell the
Dragon's
elf.
going first.
Okay, bud. Friend catapult. That guy. It's unimplemented, so it's not letting me click on him.
Yeah,
but,
that's fine. So put your cursor where you want it to throw him.
Up at the top corner of the wall.
Over the wall or on the wall?
Your choice. Where you want, Chad?
On the
Figure out
wall.
aim.
The walls are
On the
spiked,
wall.
if that matters.
Oh.
Probably not on the wall. If you fall, you're not going to take damage. So if there's nothing on the other side, you'll be fine.
Okay.
So Jagan, as Chad looks to you, throw me. Not saying you have to do this, but as a general reminder of the rules, you can use your main action to do a maneuver, which means you could also chuck Fire in this turn if you just wanted to be hella vacuuming people into the combat.
Unfortunately, I can't, because I can't use the perk again until I get one or more victories.
Oh, there's a limitation on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for upholding something that I otherwise would have let you do for the rules. Have a hero
Unless
token.
you want to overrule it.
No, I'm just going to give you a hero token for being a good player.
Thank you. And then I guess since he's up there, I can turn my main action into a move, right?
Yes, you can use it for the advance, I believe. Or you could use it for a charge. And charge is just you get to move again, and at the end you can make a free strike, a melee free strike. So not likely useful here, but technically that's something that is doable.
I don't know if I'll come up on somebody, so I mean, can I reserve that after I move though?
What do you mean
Like I can do
reserve
my
that?
movement and then decide after I move if I want to do that.
Oh, for the charge? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Up here, and then yeah, so that's how far is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I wouldn't even get to the gate. I was gonna say I could do the charge and then hit the gate if it's closed, but I don't think that's there. So I will still try. Movement. And skip. There we go. Okay. And then it didn't let me use my maneuver, so I used my maneuver, and we should be good.
Cool. Awesome. So as you vault Chad into the area and then run forward, the only one that makes sense for me to use is going to be the fella up on the wall, my human trick shot, who is like looking down from that higher section. So we will activate my human trick shot. And as he sees you rushing in, he has already begun to run. Oh crap! Oh no! Guys, Chad's coming! I see him! Chad's coming! As they're just seeing this giant lumbering Hakan. They don't know who exactly Chad is, and they're just assuming it's you. He is gonna go ahead. He can either use his trick crossbow or his trick crossbow. So he's gonna use his trick crossbow. And so he's gonna shoot down at you, Jagan. And
I can't see this guy apparently. because the map has him blocked off.
So yeah, he is like peeking over the palisade from right here, shooting and then pulling back in. So as he pops out over the palisade to shoot you, that is going to be a tier 2 for 9 damage as an arrow wings by you.
All right.
From there, he's like calling out to others, trying to get them to do stuff, but like he doesn't have much going on. He does have a maneuver for an alchemical device, but I think we'll save that for later. So we'll end his turn. With that, we go to either Chad or Farin, or Gambit.
Really quick, I have a question. I cannot find the torch now.
Just click the L on your keyboard.
Okay, thank you. If you had something, Chad, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think I should probably go before I get super surrounded.
Chad, you hear the bumping and shuffling of people inside the tent right in front of you as they're like picking up their weapons. They're like getting their shields on. They're like getting all suited up for the cult of the Chad.
Yeah. Oh, and for that, as I fly over the wall, I'm just screaming, "The Chads, they come!"
Sounds like we want Chad to go.
Yep.
So I'm going to begin with my movement. 2 squares over here. Then just gonna throw my torch into this tent.
So if you throw the torch into the tent, it's going to hit the slanted side of the tent and roll back towards you.
Oh, okay. Can I?
The front and back, like the front's going to be over here, and that's going to be where like the biggest gap is. That's saying they get an attack of opportunity. They will not take it because you're on the outside of the tent.
Okay, now I should be able to see into the tent. Yeah?
You can see into the tent. You can see that dude.
I'm throwing that in there and trying to get it close to the edges. I'm gonna catch this tent on fire.
Okay, we'll say that is a maneuver because that's going to be a slow thing. That's not immediately going to have an effect. Like that's going to be over the turns that will grow into a problem. And so I don't want that to be your action because it'll feel like a really crappy action.
All right, I'll get rid of my torch as well. And then oh yeah, I got one more square here. Then for my main action, I'm going to use move action.
You're just moving. Fantastic.
I'm assuming the front door is barred and or locked, so I'm trying to get there to open it for Jagan.
That's probably a good assumption, yeah. Once again, they will not be taking any form of attacks of opportunity. They are inside the tents.
What in the world?
It's going crazy. You're good.
Whoa. You're good. Hey, there's a scoundrel and a trick shot over here. Hey, guys.
So one of them is up top on the platform shooting out, and the other one is just by the door as he's like looking over. He's like, he assumes that you're like a friend as you come running up around to help as he like, we gotta buttress this door. Oh crap, they're inside.
The Chads have come. We're in your base. All your base is ours.
Fantastic. Okay, with that, it makes sense for that scoundrel to go next. So we're gonna go with him. And as that dude looks over and sees you, oh crap, they're here. He is, let's see. He's gonna pull out a rapier and dagger. And yeah, he's just gonna start hacking at you. Yeah. So as he pulls out rapier and dagger for 12 damage, are you gonna parry or are you gonna let him hit you?
Of course I'm gonna parry, but I'm not shifting, so.
Okay. So, what is it like as you prevent that from happening.
For the parry there, that's just going to be with the he's all discombobulated because there's a Chad standing next to him. He didn't expect it, and so when he goes to swing at me, it's probably not as well as he intended. So it's kind of a hilt to the dagger or his sword, and just no, not right now.
Fantastic. And I believe that's the only one on that initiative, so we will end that turn, and we're up to Farron or Gambit.
Okay, real quick. Trigger popped up. I clicked it. But where he is, to be fair, I don't really think I would have actually been able to even sense that something happened there to trigger that action. So if you wanted to add 2 back, I think that's fair.
I'll go ahead and add the 2 back. That is something that I personally thought, but there's been a couple of rough calls for you guys that I've made over the past 10 minutes. So I was just going to let that be. But thank you so much for you guys just being awesome players. And the next time there's a rough call to be made, I will try to make it in your favor.
For my turn, I will. Let me roll my dice here. Hey, what do you know? I didn't get a 1 this time. I will go ahead and climb up this wall. It's 1 to go over and 4 up, right?
Yes.
Which
I can put you over. If you want to drop down on the other side, I can put you over on the other side.
Sure.
Okay.
And okay, I am going to help out Chad's attempt, but I'll go ahead and target the other tent. I'm going to hit it with a smoldering strike. Where is that? Okay, there it is.
Okay. So you're just going to use 3 clarity to set that tent on fire as well. As you cannot see
I targeted
anybody.
the guy, but it's the tent that I'm actually trying to hit here.
Okay, in that case, let's not target the guy and just make a power roll for me, and I'll spend your 3 clarity. Okay, so that is a 14 plus 2 is going to be a 16. That is a tier 2, which means that's going to be for 8 fire damage. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some fire to that one as well, as you lot are just making a mess of this place.
And that should be Phelan's turn.
Okay, I tried to grab fire, and instead I'm just shooting fire from everywhere. Oh no. That's fire projectiles. That's not what I needed.
It's boomerang fire.
Guys, none of this is working. I don't know how objects work in this game. Well, okay, I can make that smaller. How do I select the boomerang fire? It's moving. If I pause it, if I freeze it, it doesn't stop either. Guys, this is a quick time event for me to be able to click the fire. Oh no. And it's not even in the same spot. Matt Colville, James Intricasso, John Denor, someone please help me. How do I turn this off?
Oh, there's fire everywhere.
Oh no, there's more of it.
They're really volatile embers spewing off the tent. That's what they are.
They are.
That must have been the tent that had all of the chemicals in it.
It is. Okay, I think I can delete one of them. Oh no, I deleted the torch and one of them. I'm trying to like grab and hold. This is totally gonna be a short as I'm trying to... Guys, this is what it's like as the bandits try to stop the town from burning. It's just me trying to stop the town from burning. Okay. I got it. Let's go ahead and make the fire pit a little bit smaller for where that's starting, because I don't know if there's just any fire. I need to grab the other torch and put the torch back. And then we can get back to our regular raid on the bandit compound. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Anything else? No, nothing else on your turn.
No, that's his turn.
Okay. So I need to timestamp this moment so I can find it.
Wait till you see the next turn.
Are you gonna make it worse for me? Am I gonna make more
Oh
problems?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Stop
Okay.
making the DM cry.
The
Oh,
code.
director. Don't make the director cry.
Oh,
Once
you
again,
guys are gonna love this. You guys are gonna love this one.
I probably deserve it after some of the rules calls. But anyways, I have a bunch of my dudes, and they are going to be gathering up their equipment and funneling out into the area. But all the guys that were starting in the tents are not going to be getting um attacks and stuff this turn, as they're like having to react to the surprise. So that's gonna be them. And then Gambit can go, and from Gambit, I'll just take the rest of mine and do their like, they gather up their stuff, they begin heading out of their tents.
Are you ready?
No.
Gambit is going to come crawling up the wall next.
Huh? So I
Can't get him there if you. Thank
yeah.
you. And I'm going to hand him my torch
Oh yes, you
with
are.
instructions.
Okay. So we can just take the torch off of you and we can put it on Gambit.
And I think that's all I can do with him right now.
If you would like to move him, let's say another 5 squares for his action, it's gonna be beyond what it shows, but
On to the first tent there. He's just going to run along and try to touch the torch across the side of the tent and try to burn it all up.
oh no. Sorry, he took damage from me running him into the actual tent. So we'll not do that damage. So is he going to be running along the bottom side or the left side?
The bottom side. He just needs to touch the tent with the torch.
Okay, so we'll add some smaller little things over here as we get these little embers going. Oh, this is going to be really bad for these guys. Okay. Anything else for Gambit? I think that's
No.
Gambit.
Yeah, that's his turn. Sorry.
No, you're good. So we'll go to the guys in that tent that is now burning. And we're going to say they spend their turn panicking. We'll go to the guys up over here. We'll pull them out. They probably should have gone with some of the other guys on the battle map, and I just missed that it was also their turn. So they're positioning, but they don't get any attacks. And then we'll grab these guys, and we'll pull these guys out here, and we'll kind of group them up in a different shape. And that's going to be all of their turns. So that is the first round, as Jagan has lobbed Chad over. Chad is beginning the firebug. Farin climbs over, is stuck in the corner, but continues the fire. As Jagan is approaching the front gate, we have all these people panicking, grabbing their gear, coming on out, as only a couple of them were ready for actual combat here. You guys got the free kill on the sentry outside. This initial battle is beginning. At the end of round 1, we are going to increase all of the little areas of fire. And then we'll add another one from where the torch is, as they're kind of stuck in a burning tent and they're going to have to like cut themselves out the side. And then now that we have some people inside, now is a great moment for me to give you a little bit more of a description of what you're seeing over there. So for those of you inside, and then Jagan, you'll see this once you get in. The area of this initial section of the fort within the palisade walls has dirt ground, and there's a bunch of the canvas tents you've already seen. There is a large tent with no sides and long tables That's where this group here is, where you see the shadow of the tent. So there's also like a canopy here for staying out of the rain, but it's mainly just for cover. And then you do see that there is a training area a bit further back as well. And then further back, you do see that there is a larger building that has and like actual like stone structure mixed with timber, and a couple doors to enter in there. So that's some of what you see as we go on to round 2. So I'm going to assume Chad may want to go first with the door, but it's up to you guys who actually goes first.
I'm good with that.
That was
For it.
my intention.
Okay. So Chad, as you go, there is typically a might test to force open the door, but that's from the outside. I will give you an option. You may either use your maneuver to make a might test to do this and not take up any of your main action, or you can use your main action to automatically open the door. There is a heavy timber keeping it closed, so this does take some effort. It's just your choice on whether you wish to use a full action and guarantee it, or use a maneuver and have a chance of getting it open.
I'll use my main action to open it.
Okay. As you do so, I entreat you lot, use hero tokens, as I'm giving you another hero token for the fact that you are putting yourself in danger and letting others have the spotlight as you are just being the servant to the battle in this regard. So we will treat the door as opened. You still have your movement and your maneuver.
Yep. And I'm going to mark this guy beside me.
Okay, the dude with the rapier and the dagger.
Yep. And then I'm going to use my movement, taking an opportunity attack. Climbing up this ladder, is that extra movement or just a regular square movement?
I'd say it's regular squares of movement. So it would be a couple to get over, and then it'd be like an additional 2 or additional 1 to get up, we'll say. So 1, 2, 3. It'll be 4 squares to get there. So you'll take the attack of opportunity. And so that's 4 damage as he hacks at you with the dagger.
I did it again.
You're fine. We'll let it be.
It was only one, so it wasn't a big deal.
Okay, Chad, you are up top with the sharpshooter.
Yes, I am. He is. I am his problem now. That's all I got.
Okay. It makes sense for me to continue on with the sharpshooter. So I will. Okay. So with the sharpshooter, on his turn, he is going to call out, "They've split up. Some of them are inside, some of them are outside. Stay together. You use your groups. We've been training for this. Surround them. Take them out one by one." And I'm going to spend 5 malice on the ability Exploit Opening. So as he calls out these tactics, each human acting, that's acting this turn. Well, that's the narrative for when someone else uses that. Turns out he's the only one acting this turn. So someone else will get the bonus for that. But that's the narrative of how he's calling out to exploit the opening. It's better to use that on someone else. He will use his maneuver to shove his crossbow in your face, kind of do like a pommel pop up into you with like the D-ring for like the foot loop. And he'll use that for an 8 attack on you. And then for his main action, he'll just make a melee attack on you with his melee trick shot. And that's going to come in for 9 damage as you parry. With that, less damage than he otherwise would have liked to done, but you have gone to a ranged individual to fight him in melee, and that is going to be his turn. So he's calling out the fact that you're separated. You have a feeling that whoever enemies goes next are going to have a bonus. For now, we have Jagan and Faerun.
You can go if you want.
Actually, I'm going to have Gambit go first.
I would not have Gambit go first.
Nope.
Okay.
So because Gambit is his own turn, if Gambit goes now, all of the other bad guys get to go an additional turn before Jagan. So if Faerun, you want to
I got
go,
you.
I would have Faerun go. But if you want Gambit to do something, I would let another player go in place of Gambit.
Okay. Okay.
I was gonna say before you clicked him in there, like if you wanted to go, yeah, but
Yeah.
Well, I have a specific idea with them, but okay.
So you lot are going to be doing bigger stuff than Gambit. Gambit will be facilitating, but he's not going to be getting as big of effects as player characters, as heroes.
Alrighty, let's see here. All these guys at the tent are still inside, correct?
They're in the tent. The burning tent has caused them to not activate last turn, as they're freaking out. Likely they'll get to go this turn. How effective it is, unsaid, but they'll at least get to go this turn.
I'm going to go ahead and take a smoldering. You know what? No, let's not do that. We'll just do a mind spike shot at that guy right there.
Okay. Pretty good, because they're the ones that are about to wreck shop with the exploit opening.
Oh, snap.
Oh, no. Okay, so we get the crit. You've done a chunk of damage. You need to click on the little skulls to kill the first one. And then as long as the skulls are still there, you get to kill more people with that mind spike. So you killed 2 of them, and you get another action.
Oh, I get another action. Okay. You
That's
know
what a
what?
crit does, is it gives you another action.
I like that. So we're going to try.
Okay, so you can go ahead and kill him. And kill another one. As you have taken out half of a squad with mind spikes. What is this like?
Well, I shoot the arrow because it is an arrow, actually. It's a bow shot.
Okay.
But as I do, I put in a kind of almost, without a lack of a better way of saying it, kind of a mental poison. And as it hits them, their mind just fries inside their skulls.
Fantastic. Well, you still have your maneuver. And you have 1 more square of movement.
And I am going to use knockback.
Yeah? As you go to the front of the tent, things are burning and you go to push this dude back.
I don't think that. Well, I guess it does still do something.
Okay.
I actually meant to push him onto the fire, but it's good enough. It's still in the tent.
Would you like to have pushed him onto the fire instead?
Yeah, well, that was the idea, but I was having trouble getting it to accept it. I didn't realize what my problem was.
You're fine. So I'll put him into the fire and I'll hit him for 3 points of damage.
And that was my turn.
Cool. With that, we're going to go with our scoundrels, our rogues. These are going to be up north, and they will be making use of the exploit opening. Once again, this turn is not the activation. It might be just this round. That's what they meant. Oh, no. Okay. Well, for now, my rogues are going to be rushing up to Faerun as they've seen you like walk back and forth along these tents, throwing fire and shooting arrows. And these guys are going to surround in on you. And then the other ones are going to break formation and they're going to come up here. So they split off in 2 directions. And the ones down around Faerun, they are going to use their concealed dagger attacks. Unfortunately, you've caught them by surprise. So they don't have very many opportunities to conceal themselves. Oh no, that is not what I wanted. That's not working the way I thought it would. Let's try that again. Concealed dagger. Attack. Attack. And they will be attacking you, Faerun. With that, they're coming in with a 19 for 7 damage at you as they begin to just hack and stab at you. From there, we'll grab our other fellas, and they're going to be doing a ranged, and they'll be doing this at Chad. That is not supposed to be there. Well, that's fine. As they start whipping, throwing daggers at you, Chad, for 4 damage.
Ow.
And that is going to be their turn. So, Jagan, I believe you are going to want to go next as people begin to move towards the front gate.
That would be a good idea. All right. So, Dragon's gonna move here first. So he can
Begin to see.
see things that are going on in here. And then he's going to judgment that guy.
Ooh. Big divine judgment. Your arm goes out. There's a surge of power. As you just smash 2 dudes into each other.
I just judge him and say, your friend wants you, and pull him into him.
And they both die.
And then
You just killed 2 of my minions on a maneuver.
I'm going to grab that guy. Oh, I can't pull him. Bummer.
Yeah, it's once per turn.
And then after I did that, Dagon's going to step up here.
You'll find the
And say,
rapier
"Hello,
and dagger
sneaky
wielder
snake."
to the side.
Yeah. And he's going to say, I saw you hurt my friend. Wait, that's not what I want to do. Not that action.
The other thing.
And roll it.
Oh, crap. Do I have any triggers? No, I have no triggers. I must take 14 damage. Okay, hey guys, he's winded already. One of the guys that's supposed to be here for most of this combat, he's almost dead. Or half dead.
And he's taunted to me. Don't
Ooh.
attack my friends.
Okay.
And that will be turn.
Well, it makes sense for him to act in rebuttal to you, as you're kind of distracted by the fight going on just over. Like it's like if the archer were to like kick backwards like a horse, he could kick your head as he's like a square up, and you're really tall. So like he's right there, slightly distracting you to make sure that like nothing's happening over top your head, and the guy before you takes advantage of that, as he's going to do a rebuttal strike against you. Ooh, this time when I have a special effect, you can spend 2 malice to do a thing. I now have a little button that says normal or 2 malice. That's fascinating. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we will target Jagan. So his rapier and dagger comes in for 9, possibly up to 11 damage. Only 9. Let's look at that. Supposedly, you are supposed to take 2 more points of damage because of the malice I spent. But the malice, for whatever reason, it said it was going to spend, but it did not. So I will spend my 2 malice, and you're going to take 2 more points of damage. So I'll hit that on you now.
Okay. So as he hits me, Jagan just kind of bends a little bit when he gets hit, and then just kind of takes in a breath and stands up and says, "Your attacks only make me stronger."
And as you say that, he's a bit nervous at that. And so he does what every good person does. They kick sand into your eyes and he runs away. He's going to disengage and move there. But that's his turn. With that, Gambit does get to go before the rest of my guys. So now whatever nonsense Gambit's doing, by all means. But he is a creature with a torch right next to a scoundrel that sees him lighting his friend's tents on fire.
Okay, well, originally I was going to send him to another tent, one in particular, but since we got all this going on now, he does have a pretty high dexterity. I would like to try to have him weave through these guys, hitting him with the torch as he goes. So kind of just weaving in and out between these guys.
He cannot do damage. He cannot do damage to bad guys. He can't do anything that would be considered
Oh,
an attack.
nothing at all. So he can only like do the tents.
Yeah,
then.
yeah, he can do environmental stuff, but yeah.
Okay, well, with that,
Disengage, and then use your main action to move again to get away. That's great. Yeah, as he disengages and runs around, we'll spread a little bit more of the small fires around this side, as this is just going to be a bad time. Okay. That sounds like a pretty good Gambit turn.
alrighty.
With that, we are going to... we'll go with the guys in the center. Some of our archers in the center that weren't killed. And they, seeing Chad and Jagan, they're going to get ready to start making their crossbow shots at the lot of you. They have range 10, so they should all be close enough. They will form a bit of a firing line, and they'll make their crossbow attacks. And so we'll do... an additional shot on each of you. So that's coming in 6 damage each, and it looks like we have no triggers left. So the arrows are flying. Chad, you've been winded by that. What's that like?
Well, whenever I'm winded, I have a hacking cough. So I'm looking a little rough, and I'm just over here just coughing up a lung.
Okay. And yeah, that's going to be their turn. And who do I have left? I have the guys in the tent and the guys to the north. They're all in the same group. The guys in the tent, as they start their turn, they do get to act this time. However, as they're going to fight their way through, let's do them one at a time. They're going to fight their way through the tent using their actions to do so. Mechanically, it's going to look like a teleport. That way I can deal with the non-destructible walls of these impenetrable tents. So we're going to move them out this way, except for this fella who's going to come in on Faerun. However, we're going to do a total of 8 damage to their group. Now let's do 1 damage of fire each as they fight their way through. Which means one of them just dies. The one that stays and fights Faerun. He is going to use his action to hit you with a hand axe. And that's going to be for 2 damage. As he stays in the tent to fight, he is going to be taking another 2 points of damage because he's staying in there as opposed to breaking through and leaving. And that gets him killed for fighting in the burning tent. With that, we'll go to the ones up north as they are finally ready, and they're going to break on out. And we're going to move the entire group up, and then we're going to reformat. So they're coming out as like this shield wall with their axes and their shields. They're like, hoo, 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 coming on out. But that's going to be their main action to move as well as they're moving in. And so at this point, the fire will have it continue to grow. Sorry, I was just hacking up a lung. So the fire continues to grow. The fire has been responsible for 3 minion deaths for delaying a troop of minions an entire round. And as the back one begins to grow, these rogues over here are going to take some damage due to the fire burning behind them. So we're getting tick damage all over the place. It's leading to some deaths. It's delaying some people. And that is going to be all of the end of round effects. And so we will continue on to any of you, Jagan, Faerun, or Chad, with Gambit kind of going around in the background afterwards.
I know I was the last one last turn, but can I go right now? Or do you guys have something?
Yeah, you
Good?
everyone.
Yeah, dude, you are surrounded. It's probably a really good thing to go before I get to just hack at you with those guys around you.
Oh, that's really unfortunate for those guys.
That's a little bit better. Should be able to move them back, but I guess the fire or the walls prevented it or
I
something.
needed a tier 2.
Yeah, you didn't roll high enough for that.
Okay, I got you. Well, I still took 2 of them out, so that's better. Am I able to maneuver between these guys?
Yeah, because you took some of them out, you definitely can. Keep in mind they will get free strikes if you do not use your move to disengage, but you may not have very many squares to disengage. So yeah, if you disengage, you only get that 1 square movement, and that's your entire move. I don't know if that's what you
That's
wish to
fine.
do.
It's at least I kind of want to go further, but I'll take the closeness versus the automatic hit.
Cool. And you still have a maneuver if you wanted to use your maneuver for anything.
Well, does maneuver allow me to actually move too, or no?
No, but if
Yeah, I know what I can do.
you
I
could
think.
do perfect clarity, or you could do remote assistance. Perfect clarity on Jagan. Okay, Jagan, your next thing gets a double edge. Just whatever you choose to do gets a double edge.
All right.
And that was my turn. Yeah.
Cool. Well, before that, it makes sense, and I'm gonna use the rogues that you just took some out of, so it's a good thing that way they didn't get the full swarm on you. So these guys will do their concealed daggers. So that's going to be coming in for 4 damage on you. And then I think, oh, I got one more of those guys to the north. He's going to run in on Jagan. He is going to make a concealed dagger attack on you, Jagan. For 2 damage. And then he'll also do... Oh, wait. I was going to do an 8 attack on you as well, but he's a minion. He gets an action and a maneuver or an action and a move. He doesn't get all 3. So he runs up to you, tries to distract you, but doesn't do his job properly. That's the end of their turn, and we have Chad or Jagan.
I did hit the trigger again. Granted,
fine.
I can kind of, sort of, almost see him. However, it did 0 damage, so it doesn't matter.
You mind if I go, Chad?
Sure.
I gotta put myself over there, I guess. All right. Well, just going to step. Would this give him an opportunity attack even though he's above me?
Yeah, because
If I move
he
over
is
one?
1 square above the floor, so he's still within 1 reach of you, as like your head is at curb stomp height for him.
Okay. Well, now he can.
I have mechanics that say it doesn't matter.
This is going to be. I told you you're not leaving
Oh,
after
no.
you hit my friend.
Oh no. Double edge on an arrest. Oh no.
And a crit.
Okay. He had 15 health. It took the tier 3. It took the double edge. But
And it's a
you're
crit,
taking
right?
him out
'Cause
on
it's
the
19?
arrest. Okay.
Oh, I didn't mean to give you a shift.
What did you mean to give him?
That's okay. I could.
I
take
didn't
the
mean to
shift.
give him anything. I meant to move my mark.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh,
Feel
yeah.
free and move your mark. Just don't take the shift. And if it
Oh,
costs you
yeah.
any of your resource, take it back.
All right. I still have a maneuver and a main action, I guess, right?
Yeah, you get one on the critical hit.
Yeah, you
So,
do.
I am going to deem this person more worthy of my judgment.
Just so you can pull him.
Oh, that didn't do anything.
Unfortunately, I guess his agility is too high. He managed to catch himself.
I was thinking it was going to smash him against the other one like it did last time, but
Yeah,
apparently
that
not.
would have made sense. Is that what you were attempting to do?
Yes.
Okay, well, in that case, I will teleport him back. And then I will force move him. And we will kill both of them.
Okay.
There you go. Once again,
then,
however the rules are supposed to be played, the Codex answers to us.
I'm going to say, you shouldn't have ran up on me.
I shouldn't have run up on you.
Yeah. And I will use this one.
I'll stand back if you want. That's fine. Nice. Nice.
And
you shouldn't have run up on me. I shouldn't have run up on you. Get back.
I see another guy that looks like he's dead too, and I don't think anybody.
So the dude you just threw him into was a square lower than him. And
yeah, he should have been able to go to the other wall, right?
Yeah, so he
I was
should have
just trying to push him for that way.
Oh, for that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can like you could totally like 1 square up, another square over the wall, dropping down on the other side. His agility is 2. He would have been 5 squares up. He would have taken 3 squares of falling damage after the -2 from his agility. I believe it's 2 damage per square of fall. He took 4 already, so we'll damage him 2 more.
I don't think there was a vertical push component to that one. It was just a push.
Oh, in that case, he would have hit the wall and fallen to the ground.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I will reassign my judgment to that person.
You're just so judgy.
They're all bandits. There were actually, yeah. Okay. I was gonna say I should have judged this guy that just fell down, but it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. And you wonder why I'm saying you wonder, rhetorical, not an accusation at players. But you wonder why I decided that it was a very loud moment of the Judge Pole bash, as we now see, like, no, this is what the judgment is. This is not spies. This is super cop. um, who do I have left? I have a bunch of archers. I have 3 archers. I have 5 raiders. I have the trick shot you just knocked from his perch. I think the raiders who have not done anything are going to take the opportunity to charge in. Um, yeah. Yeah, they're gonna charge
By the
in.
way,
By the way, yes.
I noticed that we have a guy straight north of me that appears to be dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
I don't know if the fire did that or what happened, but
Yeah, no, he died somehow. Let's not move the entire group. That makes things very crazy to look at. They don't like cops. We don't need no cops around here. And then we'll move this guy here. And as he runs by the flame, we'll tick him for another point of damage. Cool, cool. So they all run in and they're gonna attack. They're gonna attack with their hand axes. And they do crap damage. Okay. We have a bunch of triggers being asked if they want to trigger on Jagan.
Oh, wow.
Jagan, did you see how much damage you just took?
I did not.
Okay.
Sorry, I took 11 or just 2?
Well, the roll was for 2. However, you should have gotten 3 bits of extra attacker free strikes, and I don't know if those happened. Either way, we're good. We're fine. And yeah,
I think I'm down a little bit further. So.
okay, yeah. I trust you entirely. With that, we're up to either Chad or Gambit. I assume Chad.
Yes.
As Jagan's feeling better.
They ran up on me and hit me a bunch. And again, I bend over as they do it, and I stand up and say, "Oh, that feels good." They healed me when they hit me.
Uh-huh. As Chad begins, and Chad is now on a watchtower overseeing a battle as the tactician.
Yep. And I am saying, hit him now, guys. Hit him now.
only 2 and it took him out.
I clicked melee free strike, and it's not letting me do it.
Well, do it anyways.
Let me refresh real quick because it's not letting me click anything.
Yeah, no worries.
This trick shot is below me, right? It
Correct.
shouldn't deal. It shouldn't do anything with ranged attacks.
He can harry at your feet. Because he's only 1 square below you, he is still adjacent to you, similar to the situation with Dragon. So unfortunately, he will still be interfering with you as he is a danger.
Okay, so I can just do the free strike real quick.
Yeah, you can just do the free strike. Yeah.
Okay. That free strike thing is just still not working for me at all.
In that case, would you like me to do it for you?
Sure. You want me to just do a roll?
I'm just gonna do it. Who do you want to target around you?
I was gonna get that guy. Yeah.
Cool. It's 10 damage on a free strike.
Woohoo!
So you can go ahead and click and kill him.
Okay.
And then it wants you to kill somebody else
back
too.
over and smash that guy because that was the only one that allowed me to put.
Yeah, it's getting weird on who it's saying like, oh, you can target these guys to die for some reason. Either way, we have interrupted the rest of Chad's turn. Chad, you are worried about someone like kicking the ladder up at you as you try to take a crossbow shot. What's going on, Chad?
I'm just gonna hit him with a protective strike. But since I'm above him, that gives me high ground, right?
It should, yes. So if it's not giving it to you, take it. Oh no. Oh, guys, I should have used a mouse of power I forgot to use. It's not going to go well for me. And it's a crit. Oh, no.
Nice.
So, hey, I can use my bow and not be interfered with, right? No, this guy's going to deal with you. Fine. Kill. No, I'm going to use my bow.
Exactly.
You guys are getting all of the crits in karmic replay for all the crits I've gotten on you in the boss battles.
No crits we've gotten throughout the whole thing, basically.
Yeah, it's been downtime project crits and nothing else.
I should have high ground on these guys as well, correct?
Yeah, I'll give it to yes.
Climbed up here for a reason.
Uh-huh. And click your kills. All of them. You kill all of them.
I am doing things. All right, that's the end of my turn.
And Gambit's the only one left to go, as I don't get a turn since you killed the guys that would have gone.
Gary's just gonna run up and start setting this next tent on fire.
Okay. With that, as this begins to burn, we will go to the beginning of the next round. And at the beginning of the next round, I have woefully misused my malice this combat. This is a learning opportunity for me. One of you gets to go, and it may be the final activation of the combat.
I can
If you
hit
guys-
both of them with one hit, or both
Yeah,
of the ones that are next me. But
I'll hit him.
so I'm going to yes.
That was one square outside of your push range from what I saw, but he's dead either way.
Sorry, it
Yeah.
moved at the last second.
You're fine. And then the other one also is going to die. What would you like that moment to look like, Jagan?
Well, they were still surrounding me, I just kind of push out my arms with my shield and my warhammer, and I say, "Back, bandits!"
Okay.
And then push them back. So then I have one more move, or I have a maneuver.
You have a
Right?
move and maneuver.
Yeah.
However, at this point, you outnumber the bandits remaining. So that is the
Uh-huh.
trigger for the end of the combat. And so the remaining ones fighting Farron, seeing things just go to hell, there's like splashes into the air from the other side of like the shielded palisade. It's a horror movie for them. It's like when someone falls in a Shark Tank in like a 70s or 80s movie where they can't show too much, but there's the geysers of like blood coming up from the sill. So they're going to begin to scatter. And because Farron, you're the one over there, I want to put it over to you, Farron. Do you let them scatter and show mercy? Or do you do something else? You kinetic pulse, okay. As they're trying to scatter, you explode out in this force wave, sending one crashing into the wall, the other tumbling into the burning fire. As
They didn't get to run.
they didn't get to run. With that, you have been awarded your victory for this combat as you see the looming building up ahead.
Hey, Chet, I can friend a pult again.
Wait, there's another thing we got to go through. Let's do it.
Well, let's search this camp real quick before we go running up there and just make sure, like, there's, I know, like, mechanically we're not seeing anything on the field, but just, like, look into each one of the tents to make sure nobody's,
Yeah. Like
hiding.
as a simple search for bodies, you find that there's nobody that's like waiting for an ambush or something. You do not have to worry about being attacked from behind.
Okay.
As you approach, you do have two different doors to choose from.
So it's a wooden structure. We can't really see the roof. It's above 4 squares, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Spend a
Stop
recovery.
taking the. Oh, I thought you were taking the damage from my torch.
No, yeah, you guys are out of combat, so you may spend recoveries freely before you kick open a door.
You probably should. I'm good with either door. We go to a straight one, or we could go just to the left.
I will say that there's more light coming out from the bottom of the right door that is
Okay.
perpendicular to your motion. The
Yeah.
left-hand door, there is light, but there's less light in there, depending on whether you guys want to go for the bigger presence or if you want to like maybe like you were worried about getting like double-sided. Maybe going for the lighter area. It's your choice whether you want to be big and brash or make whatever assumptions you want.
Real quickly, we can spend a recovery, right?
Yes, you may spend recoveries freely outside of a battle, outside of a combat.
Jagan, you want to kick that door down?
I was gonna say, whichever door we decide, I can, stride up to it and put a boot against it to open it, or we can try to subtly open the door with the lesser light.
I don't think we're subtle anymore. We just marked an entire compound of these things. Anything that's in there knows we're here.
One would
At this-
guess.
Yeah, and at this point, I think our best option is just shock and awe.
Break that door open and say, "Guys,
Jagan's here. Yeah. So, smash through door. Do I just walk through it?
I may have a means of opening. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Okay. As you
Bam.
smash open that door, I will set the scene. So, as you kick open that door, Jagan, you were the last to see what was going on in the previous combat. Here, you're the first. Looking in, you see a human in fine leather armor standing over a barrel, looking at roughly sketched map of the region around Broadhurst. Beside her stands an unarmed woman in plain robes, arms folded comfortably. Several crates and barrels are stacked around the room, and straw mattresses lie on the ground. As you look at this situation, they see you kicking open the door. They turn their attention towards you. What do you do, Jagan?
Well, Chad said we're going loud and brash. So, as he pushes into the door and he sees what he is going to assume is the leader of the bandits, he's going to point at him and he says, "Your actions have been judged." And judge him.
So we're not going to do the judgment
Okay.
because that's battle scene. But we can have
Yeah.
you move as far into the room as you want. We can move Chad and Fayerin in. I say as far into the yellow area. And as you point, your actions have been judged. We are going to end our session here. We will be picking up our next session with you lot confronting Aldiva, one of the two competing leaders of this group. It looks like a dude over to the right-hand side. That's supposed to be a female. We'll see if I can get that switched out. But as you point and say, your actions are judged, We'll be starting with Drawing Steel next time, and we're going to start with the heroes going first, and preferably Jagan going first so he can get off that judgment within the mechanics of the game. For now, though, yeah, we have gone through a couple of days of respite, you guys getting some stuff in order, and with your holy weapon, you have begun to arrest and to exterminate bandits that have been haranguing the people around Broadhurst. And that seems like a lovely time to pick up. So thank you for playing. Thank you all for watching. And links down in the description, all that. Just have a lovely.